We actually got news to get to this week too.
I have some show notes.
Oh, I've got some. I got some notes too.
I don't even remember what they are, but
I wrote my note down so I wouldn't forget.
oh, nice.
It gave me something to do on the subway ride.
Okay.
All right, now the awkward thing of like waiting for it to go live, but I got to keep it open to see the chat because we had some chat activity last time.
Better hurry up and get all my offensive and slurs out before we're recording.
It's already recording. There we are. We are live now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 9th episode of I Heard They Stream Live. And once again, Woj and I are back to talk about 2 Turned Out a Punk episodes. I put up one so last minute, Woj. I don't know if you had a chance to check it out. And then recording's back on. Yeah, I know we had a chance to check out that episode, but we have some stuff to talk about. And also, as we were just saying, we got some show notes and some news to get to where we kind of I don't know, like some big events for us happened last week. I don't know if you've forgotten about them, but we got some shit to get to.
I may have forgotten about them, but we'll get to them.
Well, we should start off with the big headline to come out of I Heard They Stream Live, which is, for me, this is like the first truly monumental connection that we have come out of this show. Because as anyone who's listened to this podcast since we started knows, one of the first things that kind of came out of this was Kevin Martin from Candlebox appearing on the show.
Yo.
We talked about him, and then he came on the show, right? And then the other preoccupation that we have had that has been a reoccurring thing, completely separate on this podcast, and this goes back to your first appearance on Turned Out a Punk, Woj,
Yeah.
is your local obsession and my distance obsession with the band Burial Ground.
Yes.
Two things that we thought there would never be a link between in our wildest imagination. But today, or we will break the news publicly. This was a comment that first brought this to my attention. Pinebrook John 75 on Instagram left a comment on the video that I put about Kevin Martin from Candlebox, saying Candlebox guitar player Brian Quinn was in an awesome hardcore band called Burial Ground. So the Candlebox Burial Ground, I Heard They Stream Live connection is very real.
Mad ting.
It's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I can't think of 2 things that I never thought would come together.
I don't know. I don't get it. It's weird. There, like there's this like I I always have this thing that it's specific to the Wilkes-Barre scene, but I'm sure it's like this everywhere. But there's up until my generation of Wilkes-Barre hardcore guys, there's always been like guys that kind of like went on to become like bar rocker musicians. And sometimes they would like play like the local bar circuit and stuff like that. And whatever it may be, and I guess this guy is like that. But I don't, Burial Ground were older than me. I met the singer Jamie who passed a couple times, and he was a really nice guy. I remember the one guitar player that isn't this dude used to work at Suncoast Video at the mall in Scranton, the Steamtown Mall from the show The Office. And a guitar player that I was in my first band ever played in Burial Ground like later on. But this guy Brian Quinn, I don't know him. But
I got confirmation from Kevin from Brian that
Mhm.
he is indeed the guitar player of Scranton, Pennsylvania's Burial Ground.
Yeah.
He, I think, plays on all the early stuff. He is not on the Let Us Pray tape, though,
Okay.
which I think is their last release. It's one of those things where a rare misconnection on Discogs, where they don't have Brian
Mhm.
Quinn from Candlebox and the other stuff he's done connected to the Brian Quinn, of course, who played on all these Burial Ground
Weird.
records.
Burial Ground is one of those bands where they have like 3 or 4 demos of like all the same songs. you know?
Yes.
It's
just
so
perfecting
weird.
them. That's like a real
Yeah.
90s thing, right? Like you go through the
Yeah.
Coldest Life demo. They're just like
You know what it
workshopping
is?
these songs for
It's
years.
integrity style.
Yeah, integrity style too. You're right. Where it's like one day we're gonna perfect this
Yeah.
fucking song. So you have like a little year beside it as you keep
Yeah.
updating it.
But
Confront did it too, I
yeah,
guess, with the
yeah.
OLC thing as well. So
And then I think like the last thing Burial Ground did was a split with a Florida band called Drag Body.
that must have been before the Let Us Pray tape, though, because he plays on the Drag Body split.
It's not before the Let Us Pray tape.
So it must be an older session then.
No, I don't know, man. Maybe he was in and out. You know what I
Maybe.
mean? And
Yeah.
also I think like that Let Us Pray tape you have, I think that's the one I have too. That's like a repress.
It came out after they broke up, I remember.
Because there's earlier versions of that demo,
There's an early,
right?
yeah, because this is the one that's like
Yeah.
numbered out of 200 that comes with like a penny on a piece of paper.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This I bought at a Good Clean Fun show in Montreal.
Crazy.
Maybe from Sketchy Dan's distro, but I don't think Sketchy Dan ever did a distro. But it was definitely someone who's Sketchy Dan affiliated
Okay.
to bring it to very very few
Yeah.
people would know.
But yeah, when you told me, it's so weird. Before you told me that, you sent me, I forget how, you sent me the guy's profile or something,
I
and I
sent the
saw
comment that the person sent, being like, "Is
that's
there
what it
any
was.
possibility this could be the same
Yeah.
band?"
And I looked at, there's two older Wilkes-Barre guys that I following him. So then you were like, I was like, are you going to tell me that this guy was in Burial Ground?
Yeah, and I hit up Kevin, and he's like, "I think so. Let me check." And I said, like, Scranton, Pennsylvania's Burial Ground, like very
Damn.
specific. And sure enough, when it came back with a positive, I'm like, dude, this has made everything worth it.
Yeah, man, it's fucking insane. That's like the epitome of this of turned out a punk, right?
Yeah, there's like, it's funny because I was been thinking about this a lot this week because I went to see the Descendants Buzzcock show and ran into Toronto punk rock architect legend Jill Heath. And I was telling her about the time on Elgin James's episode, which I also put up on YouTube this week,
Mm-hmm.
where he kind of like says, like, "Oh, I knew Jill Heath," and we both kind of come to this realization knew Jill Heath. That moment, the moment on the Michael Ian Black episode when he reveals that Punk Rock Tim is Tim Shaw from Ensign, and this, and the MVP Zach Blair one as well. But there are like moments where it's like, this is all worth it.
Wait, who's Punk Rock Tim? What is that?
Michael Ian Black, the
Yeah,
comedian,
yeah, yeah.
on his episode, he keeps going on about this friend of his, Punk Rock Tim. He's like, "Yeah, Punk Rock Tim. He
Oh,
played in a
right.
band with me, Punk Rock Tim." And he's like, and then I always wondered, what the hell would Punk Rock Tim do with the rest of his life? And I ran into him later in life, and he was a professional punk rocker. I'm like, wait, who's Punk Rock? What was his last name? He goes, Tim Shaw. He played in a band called like Ensign, I think.
Wow.
And it was just, yeah, all the pieces fell into place at that moment. Like this is why I do this. This is the high I'm chasing. The Burial Ground Candlebox connection and the Wet Hot American Summer Ensign connection.
It's crazy, man.
This
But
is the drug.
any listeners who haven't, any of the 20 listeners that haven't heard Burial Ground, they're like tied with my as one of my favorite bands from Wilkes-Barre for sure. Check them out. They're amazing.
They are an incredible band. And
They're like the one band from Wilkes-Barre that like united the different sects of the scene, like the PC emo guys and the hard asses all came together in the pit for Burial Ground.
yeah, it's like a type of band that doesn't exist now. Like I can't imagine a band that sounds hard being, well, I guess there are political hard bands still, but like it felt like it was very much of the era where
Yeah.
like a heart attack kind of time.
Yeah, for sure. And they were like early on, like, metal or hardcore guys being like really into death metal and stuff like that. And dude, they were the shit, man. They were like so good. Their riffs and their songwriting are like so catchy. Like, like you'll if you listen to their demo or any of their records, it'll stick with you.
Yeah, like I remember getting this tape and just being like, this tape's incredible. And then for years I thought it was from Florida.
Yeah,
And
you
then it
told me
wasn't until
that.
we did
Yeah.
that conversation, I'm like, oh shit, no, it's not. They're not at all from Florida. But yeah, there was something about it because like what we're describing sounds very generic for the
Hmm.
time, but like they find a way to do it that
Yeah.
really works.
Jamie's voice also is just like so it's like the perfect voice for that kind of metalcore, 90s metalcore. They were amazing.
Yeah, fantastic band. And once again, very happy about this, but this was not the only thing this week or since we've been on that we should be talking about, because also Turned Out a Punk received a shout out in the press from Thurston Moore on his list of favorite things that he loves and things that he hates as well. He listed amongst like a list of family accomplishments and art from his family, Turned Out a Punk there, which was very shocking for me as I was like reading it in real time. Was not prepared for this. So this is from the Dream Baby Press article. So there's a chance that Thurston Moore is now going to go and check out Burial Ground, as he has said that he listens to this podcast on the reg.
He's a big metalhead, so he might like it.
He like out of anyone, like it's when the guys from Youth Today were on and different people have been on, they've been like, oh yeah, I heard he had my record, but I'm sure he just had it as a joke. It's
Hmm.
like, no, he legitimately has space in his heart for all types of extreme music.
Yeah.
And this podcast too, which is, that's the thing. We might not be popular, Woj, but if we got Thurston Moore, that's all I need. I'd do this podcast just for Thurston Moore. Like if you told me at 14 that he
Yeah.
might be listening to me ramble on, fuck, that's all I would have needed to get me through.
There's some more, and it got me a Trash Tuesday shout out, so I'm good, man.
Damn, there we go. This is what we're doing here. We're building an empire.
Yeah.
So how many McNuggets can you eat?
Not many, man. As I'm getting older, my appetite is shrinking.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish mine was shrinking. I kind of think it's coming back. Like I think it went into recession and now it's like fully charged. But you had some show notes to get to too.
Yeah, but nothing like, that we have to address at the top of the show, just like well, I mean, you know what, the one thing that I'll kick off with, in all the political stuff going on, obviously today Charlie Kirk got smoked, which is crazy. But have you noticed how often in like the political discussion zeitgeist the term punk rock gets thrown around?
Yes.
It's fucking crazy, man. Like it's like, everybody wants to say being right wing's the new punk rock. Well, the punk rock, and it's like coming from people that like, you know, I've never heard say punk rock before. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I wonder what they think punk rock is. I mean, I understand what they're saying, but like, and it's just like kind of like grinds my gears a little bit. Not really, but it's weird. I don't know what to think about it. Is really what I'm saying.
I think it's like punk is in a lot of ways, as we've established, like an empty vessel, and it's whatever you fill that vessel with. So I can totally see how, obviously, I'm partial to one side over the other, but I can totally see how, like, you could look at punk and look at certain people that have attached themselves to it
Hmm.
and be like, oh, this fits this political agenda or this fits that political agenda. But we're talking about a genre that was claimed both by Ian Stewart and by Bikini Kill. Like it's really, unfortunately and fortunately, like whatever you
Hmm.
make of it. And yeah, it's fascinating when you see like, I don't know, it feels like it's been going on for years, but like this sort of like, yeah, this is like the punk rock thing to do. It's this and it's that.
Hmm.
Like I was watching this old clip of Fat Mike being interviewed by, what was the guy who used to do Weekend Update, who's kind of right wing, uh, super annoying from the '90s on
Oh, Dennis Miller.
Dennis Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a clip of Fat Mike being interviewed by Dennis Miller and him being like, I think this is the real punk rock. And it's like
Yeah. The Wall Street Journal.
the Wall Street Journal. But mind you, Dennis Miller did go to replacement shows, so that's once again, it just proves the point. No one can really, unfortunately, claim this or fortunately claim this.
Yeah.
It's gonna keep finding a way to let you down.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm definitely let down by it.
I think this is your like coming to it moment.
You know what though? Like I'm realizing in like the like I go in like I don't know about you, but like I go in like these like multiple month long habits of listening to a genre, you know, like I'll go like 3 months and only listen to like drum and bass and jungle. I'll go three like 2 months only listen to like 90s, indie, UK indie, and then or like the last few months, like it's been going on a while. Like I'm in my 90s New York backpack rap, and only thing I could listen to are like Stretch and Bobbito rips, CM Fam Lam Show rips, Wildman Steve and DJ Riz rips. Like I've come to find that like 90s and early 2000s backpack underground rap is the last like totally completely not completely but like pretty much completely like unironic kind of music that takes itself pretty seriously and isn't like clocking itself. I don't know how to put it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like the last kind of music I really loved that was like I don't know. It is what it is. There you don't have to. I don't know how to explain it. Like I liked obviously I like loved different eras of hip hop after that. Like like I love Shiny Suit Jiggy era. I love Dirty South. I love, all of it, even like like Gucci Mane like mixtape era and like all that stuff. But all that stuff, there's always like a byline, an asterisk. Like to like it, you have to understand blah 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 or whatever, and like that underground rap was just like it's about being good at rapping and making beats and blah blah blah. These are the guidelines. This is how it's to be done and presented, and like it's like yo, it's the new punk rock, really, if you think about it. But yeah, like I don't know, for some reason that's like all I can stomach right now.
That late 90s, early 2000s backpack rap was really dogmatic, right? Like it was like
Yeah.
you had to, like it was all about preserving hip hop. Like what's that song, Bring Hip Hop Back, on the Lyricist Lounge, where it's like, I'm not trying to see this hip hop shit get bigger, crossover. You can eat a dick sandwich. And
Yeah.
it's like, I don't
I
know, it
would say
felt
though that's like the end of
end
it.
of it.
Like
Yeah. Is
yeah, like
Kanye
that.
West the Oasis of backpack rap? Like, does he
No, because
take the form to somewhere else?
he claims he like because he wasn't backpack rap.
No, he wasn't in the same way. Like, I don't know this, not to start this thing, but like, he wasn't the thing, but he mimicked enough of the hallmarks of the thing to kind of
Mm,
end the thing a little bit.
nah, I mean, dude, like unless you're like freestyling on 89.9 and at the end of your verse you say, "My mellow, my man, get on the mic and do the best you can." You're not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
but that's the thing. I'm saying the thing that comes after the thing that's not really part of the thing that ruins the thing. Maybe Oasis is too loaded of an example. Like, I'm trying to think.
nah,
Like,
he's way after it was ruined. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because and it wasn't ruined. It just came to an end. It just became a kind of parody of itself, and the other like more street rap became more interesting and lively and it moved on. You know what I'm saying? But in that 90s era, like I'm talking about like the peak to me is like 96, and not the 96 stuff wasn't like what you're describing
yeah,
where it's like keep hip hop real, like all that shit. It was still
pretty
street.
street. Yeah,
It was still pretty street, and it was like pretty experimental. You had like the early Fondlem records like Cage and KM, MF Doom and MF Grimm and like Juggernauts and all that stuff. And then the other side was, they'd play Royal Flush and the early Capone Noriega and like all like Half a Mill and all that stuff. It was like kind of like intermingling. Like to me, yeah, like that's like it's like the to me it's like the best era of, it's my favorite. Like there's nothing that's like giving me douche chills where like hardcore I have to like take a huge grain of salt with it, like when I yeah, like I don't know. There's certain stuff I can always go back to and throw on like for sure, but
Yeah,
Um,
that for me was an era that I grew up. The first music I got into was rap music as a kid. Like the first tapes
mhm.
I got were all rap tapes, and then
Yeah, me too.
got out of it as I was getting a little bit older. But that period, like reading Vice and hearing about all this stuff, like, and I guess it's slightly later, but like Eminem Cage Beef
Yeah,
unfolding in
yeah.
Vice magazine, and like what was it? Busta Nut, who's actually the dude from Chromeo, was the hip
Mhm.
hop writer. And
Yeah.
I remember him beefing with Jedi Mind Tricks and challenging Jedi Mind Tricks to a freestyle battle in the letter section. Like it was almost like Maximum Rock and Roll for that kind of music for like a hot second there, or at least in Canada.
Yeah, yeah. Was was it A-Track's brother?
Yeah, it's A-Track's brother.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Have you seen that clip of Cameron talking about working with A-Track?
I didn't watch it yet. I gotta watch it. What
Oh,
is did you
so
say is negative or positive?
pretty negative, pretty negative. But it's also like I've never met Cameron, but I could only imagine two very different approaches into the studio
Yeah, man, I
work.
don't know. I mean, I met Cameron and I drove his pink Range Rover. I drove it about 20 feet and parked it, but that's all I know.
Was that with quality,
Hmm?
or was that with quality, or some other time?
No, that was me when I was working valet parking. He came in and I valet parked the pink Range Rover.
Oh, that's fucking awesome! I thought you were hanging out with like Chris Ritchie, and he's like, "Yo, this is
Uh,
Cameron. This is
no, this was in the Dipset era. I mean,
that's fucking
it
awesome."
was like the same month that I got Jim Jones's recording for the Ice Girl 7-inch.
Oh, that's amazing.
I
I hear
have
he's super cool. Everyone I know who's met him says Jim
yeah.
Jones is super chill. He'll hang out with anybody.
Yeah, one time I was in the Paramus Mall in New Jersey. This is only a couple years ago, and I was in Neiman Marcus, and I'm like looking on in the rack, and I look up, and Jim Jones is on the rack opposite of me with a couple of his boys, and I go, "Oh shit, it's the Koofy Smacker," and Jim Jones goes, "White boy said it's the Koofy Smacker," and he goes, "I don't do that no more."
Did you say like, dude, you're on my record?
Hell no, man. I don't want to. I don't. Let's. He doesn't know about that. But yeah, I mean, he was cool when I had him record that thing. I told him it was for my college radio show.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I wonder, like one day he's gonna hear it and just be like, "What the
nah.
fuck
I
was
mean,
that?"
maybe because the world we live in is so crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, when I met a lot of rappers when I was valet parking. Uh, Fat Joe, I met a couple times, and he was so cool.
That
He's the coolest.
that's awesome when you meet someone like that and they're actually like kind of cool. But
Hmm.
in the same way, you'd want like Liam Gallagher to kind of be a dick. I kind of
Yeah.
want Cameron to be a dick.
Yeah, yeah. He I didn't interact with him much. I just had
Yeah,
him fill out the thing, and that was it. Like I was just so starstruck. I mean, this is Dipset era. Like, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
this was like it was crazy. And fucking drove it, fucking range looked like Laffy Taffy. It's crazy.
Also, of any person to get that opportunity, I'm glad it was you.
I know, man. It's crazy. When I whip that story out to people, they don't even believe it most of the time, man.
That's fucking awesome. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Like that era, that was also like the last era where you kind of needed to search to find stuff. Like Napster was coming
Mhm.
in towards the tail end of it, but like you have to go to like a store, like a DJ store, to get a mix CD, like you or find someone on the street selling them occasionally. But
Yeah.
it required like legwork and finding your way in. Like, oh, I know this guy who writes graffiti, and he knows the store we can go to and
Yeah.
get CDs at. So I
It
totally get
was
that. I'm nostalgic for that period too.
What's also sick about it is like specifically Stretch and Bob, but like all the other shows I mentioned as well, like like people look back on 90s rap with like rose tinted glasses and they people yo Tupac and Bone Thugs got no play on the East Coast,
Yeah,
especially in New York. You know what I'm saying? And like on those underground shows, they would straight up, diss them, like when you, and that's another thing that I love is them just like cracking on each other during the mic breaks, and they'll be like a half hour. You know what I mean? Like that's what I love the most. I think there's a Stretch and Bob like like a edit on YouTube somewhere of just like prank like them fucking with callers. You know, like that shit's so it's the best, man.
I think it's Stretch and Bobito where there's like exhibits on and Cool Keith is on at the same time.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then exhibit keeps like a very clearly pre-written freestyle. And then
yeah,
Cool Keith's freestyle is just making fun of exhibit for pre-writing his
yeah.
thing.
Cool Keith was so bugged out, man.
I met him one time.
Oh yeah,
He was on The Wedge, my TV show, and he was playing this club way the hell out in the middle of nowhere in Scarborough.
yeah.
And the producer of a show on the Sci-Fi Network that was on the same channel or the same network
Mm.
cable system that we were on went with us, and the interviewer had no idea who Keith was, but the producer, she was like a huge fan, so she like gave her all these questions, and she's like, "What do you like to do before your show?" And cool, Keith's like, "I like to go shopping." She's like,
Yeah,
"For a shirt?" He's like, "Maybe, maybe."
yeah.
And then I, do my interview. It's fun, and then I go to the bathroom and I go to leave, and him and his manager corner me, and they're like, "Where would you go to buy porno here? Not like a store, but like this area to buy porno."
Yeah,
And then he was 2 hours late for stage time that night.
he was bugged out, man. I love the one of my favorite records ever is the Cenobites record.
Yeah.
You know, him and Godfather Don. And there was that one Godfather Don interview in that Life Sucks Die magazine. Do you remember that? And he was just like the picture is just like some like porno chick that he took like in his crib. It's like super nasty looking and it's just him talking about like phone sex and all this wild shit.
Do you remember that Analog Brothers record?
Yeah, yeah.
That record was crazy.
Yeah, that was a weird record, yeah.
That was like, I guess, after that period ends, and that's the
Yeah.
I guess post Def Jux kind of period.
Yeah,
Or I
yeah,
guess
yeah. It's
around
like
Def Jux.
it's around the same time, yeah. I really liked the Cool Keith man, what was the one that came out on a major? Not Dr. Octagon, but
Black
like the
Elvis.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
that was
record was
cool.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the one Matthew where he says the one song's called I Don't Believe You, where he's just saying he's like, "You
Yeah.
said you got a new pickup truck.
I
I
don't
don't believe
believe you.
you."
And then it ends, you work at 7-Eleven. And then
Yeah, I don't believe
it
you.
doesn't say I don't believe you anymore. That's
Oh
where
yeah,
it
yeah,
ends.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was like a pretty massive Cool Keith fan during
Yeah,
that era. Like,
yeah.
I could be showing during the three things today my Cool Keith record collection, but I'll save it for a future episode.
Yeah, I mean even the Def Jux era was interesting in the beginning. You know, it was exciting, man, in my opinion.
Yeah, like and I know you're cringe about calling it like the punk rock era because it's so different, but it was this period where there's just seemingly unending artists from all over the place that you could find out about, and new people coming out and new releases all the time. So
Yeah,
good
I was
times.
I was like going on like a wormhole this like last week, looking at like there's like a YouTube account that's just all about Cage, just like all like crazy Cage videos, and then I started watching like this Def Jux like documentary, and the one dude was saying that the dude C Ray's Walls, remember that guy? C
Yeah,
Ray, yeah.
I don't think I've thought about that name since then.
Yeah, me neither. I was never really big on him, but he said that he was at his crib and there was an Averex jacket on the ground in the corner. And for some reason C Ray's Wallace thought it was a cat. And when he up went over, he must have been like bugged out, you know? And he went up and like pet the Averex like it was a cat. And then came back and sat down. They're like, yo, that was my Averex.
That is awesome. Uh, yeah, like Cage is someone that I would love to talk to about a
Yeah.
lot of things, but like I think the fact that Cage and RJ from Sex Vid like were tight is like kind of like a mind blowing thing to me. And
Yeah.
Aesop Rock and RJ were like super super tight.
Cage is also, I think, cool with the singer of Glassjaw, right? Because he sang on some of his songs and shit.
Yeah, and then didn't he also like one of the guys from Hatebreed was in the band with him, right? Like they did that
Yeah.
project
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. The guitar player, dude.
And
or bass
Cage
player.
started looking like Wes, like
Hmm.
from circa American Nightmare era Wes.
Yeah, yeah. That was a weird era. Yeah,
Very weird. Like, yeah, like a
yeah.
and Shia LaBeouf's directing videos for Cage too.
Dude, Cage is very interesting, man. Like if you don't know about Cage and you want to go down a weird wormhole. I mean, the craziest thing about Cage is that he was with KMD, I think, when Sub Rock died in the car accident or whatever.
Yeah, he's also like in that Eminem Vice era, where they have the beef. There's an issue of Vice where they interview both him and Eminem separately
Hmm.
about their hatred for each other. And Eminem's like, yeah, he would beat my ass if he, like in real life, he would beat the shit out of me. Like it's so weird because like you never ever see that side of Eminem ever again.
Yeah.
But it was still before the Eminem persona was like completely
Yeah.
solidified.
But meanwhile, I don't even know if that's even true, you know? Who knows? I don't know.
Back then, Cage looked
He looked crazy.
crazy, right? Like
He looked intimidating because he just looked like a New York graffiti dude. You know, he had a North Face and shape up and shit. Like he looked scary, but when you see what he turned into later, you're like, was he ever scary?
this just came back to me the first time I saw you guys play at a drift skate shop here. I turned to the person I was with. I'm like, it looks like a whole band full of cages.
Yo, I take that as a
Yeah,
compliment.
I meant it kind of as a compliment too,
Yeah.
because especially back then, no one was dressing like that
Yeah,
at
yeah.
all in hardcore. So it was just like, what? This is fucking crazy. But yeah, then like post American Nightmare, I think Eminem probably had more of a chance in the
Yeah.
if it came to tussle and blows. Have you met Cage before?
No, never.
Yeah,
I don't
I've
think
never met
so.
him either. I
I'd
met
like
like
to meet him.
a few of those guys, but like, yeah, he's not one of them. Well, anything else we got to talk about?
I have
Anything
another
else?
note.
What's your note?
So the one thing that always comes up with us is how plutocracy has become TikTokified, right? With like the young
Dystopia more
generation.
than plutocracy, right?
Sorry, dystopia I meant. Yeah, dystopia. Um, so have you heard of a band called February?
No, like a hardcore band or like an
Yeah.
emo band.
They're like they're like they're like a screamo band.
Would they have been around back then in the
No,
90s?
they're a new
Okay.
band. They're a new band of I think the drummer might be a guy, but it's like an all-female screamo band that like straight up screamo, like they sound like Frail. The the singer girl like X's up and shit and wilds out and rolls around on the floor. I forget how I found out about them, but I saw them on TikTok. And I noticed the bass player was wearing, I mean, I'm gonna pronounce it in my English, Ziono's shirt. You know, it's probably like Ziono's say or some shit.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn, Shorty got Ziono's shirt on. That's crazy. So I like went down a little wormhole looking for videos of them and stuff. Cause I've been being told for a couple of years that there's this like bubbling screamo 90s screamo scene. Like I think there's like young pro skaters that are really into it and have like bands like that they're like in like the skate scene, like not
Mhm.
even in the hardcore scene, and they have their own basement shows and stuff. It's like completely cut off from our bullshit Norman Corman scene, which is dope. But yeah, so like I don't know, I didn't think too much of it.
I,
Um go ahead.
no, you go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so then yesterday I saw on Instagram, the one guy from Zionos posted on Instagram a screenshot of another Instagram account called Zionos archive or something like that. And his caption was in Japanese, so I translated it. And he was like, I'm very let down with what is become of Zionos. It's very disappointing. I don't understand it. Like two sentences. I'm like, damn, what the hell is he talking about? And I went to Ziono's archive account and I look, and it's just like, mad pictures of them, and like it'll just be with I don't know. I'm like, yeah, this is crazy. Somebody made a account like this for fucking Zionos. So I think that is the new dystopia.
Dystopia. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
It's crazy because like like I've heard of this band. We even played a show with them like maybe 7 years ago. But
Yeah.
Lad Dispute
Yeah. Yeah.
on TikTok is ginormous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah, like, but also like really normal, normie type people, like not people at all that
Really?
would listen. Yeah, like very like wow, like this because Lad Dispute's music to me has always kind of remind me of I Hate Myself a little bit, like that kind of like very emotive talk screamo kind of thing. So I feel like that
Mm-hmm.
band's popularity, even Alexa on Fire and their popularity, there's going to be kids that want to get into that sound and dig deeper.
Mm.
And like you're saying, like especially now where you can find out about anything and everything, like the amount of people you see wearing Japanese hardcore band shirts now, you're like, wow, crazy. This many people like Warhead or Giesel. Like these were not popular bands even 10 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, it bums me out. I mean, I'm not an OG Japanese punk head by any stretch of the means. I got into it from, I think I remember like asking either Cece or Cooch to like put me on to some bands on the Lock and Out board like in 2005 or something like that, and that was my start. So I'm not an OG at all. But um it does bum me out like looking at Discogs how many records are like I hate how like record stores and sellers go to Japan and clear shit out and come back to the States and sell it. Like that
That's
fucking
become the new thing.
sucks,
Yeah.
man. I hate that shit.
Yeah. It's very like, yeah, it's weird because like people are all like, oh, it's crazy. You get all these great Japanese records in North America now. And it's like, yeah, because people are going to Japan, buying them and
Yeah.
selling them for more back here.
Dude, I remember like the last couple months that fucking Double Decker was open. There was a Gizem Man LP on the wall for like 200 bucks for like months
Months, yeah.
sitting. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, because it isn't a big deal for people to see that now. Like, it used to be like seeing one of those in the wild, you're like, "Ugh,"
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I,
I feel like that might have changed too, because I feel like Man's become like a more sought after record
it
now.
has. Yeah. Yeah.
Like yeah, it's interesting how technology affects music discovery. And
Hmm.
TikTok now there's like a lottery. If you're like a band, there's a chance that some kid's gonna find your record, expose it to like a whole new scene, and you could get a complete new second act out of it for your
Yeah,
band.
man. I mean, it seems like every month I see a new crazy thing about Title Fight. Like the new thing is fucking who was it? Some pop singer posted it like
Yeah, Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish, yeah. But there's a connection there though. Billie Eilish's stylist, this woman Amanda who's really cool, is my homie Max's ex-girlfriend and they were dating. Max is the one who put out the Cold World of Sean Price 12-inch.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and she was like, she was mad cool. So she was just like chilling with us for the whole video shoot and stuff and was around and she's dope. So it's
So
she's like ahead, like she's a punk rocker for sure. She's
so that's
cool.
where Billie Eilish, because Billie Eilish has some very obscure patches showing
Yeah.
up on her gear. Like,
Definitely from Amanda. Yeah.
okay, that explains it. I always
Yeah.
wonder where that comes from because like that's a level of deep headedness that even if you are a casual fan, you're not, you know. It title
Yeah.
fights the one who I think hasn't done it yet, that there's going to be like an insane reaction when they finally do play shows again.
I don't even want to talk about it, man, because it like I don't even know. I got nothing to say about it really, but like it just drives me crazy, man, because I talk to those guys and it's a wild situation. And then meanwhile, you see fucking Feidelmite and Leidelkite and Keitelmite getting rich.
I think it's like I think it's probably because they don't like the band themselves that much. It seems like they're like the least big fans of Title Fight.
I don't think that's it. I think no, I don't think that's it. I don't know what it is. Or did we go offline? I just heard a weird noise.
No, I might have banged
No.
my table,
Oh, okay.
but I think we're still online.
Yeah.
Um, oh, I got some. There's some comments. Smoking
Okay.
that Charlie pack tonight from Garrett. Classic New York hip hop radio and MF Doom or Company Floor, the oasis of backpack rap. JL's has
I
offered us.
mean, well, when Damian says someone's the Oasis, he means that they're the thing that ruins it and that suck. And to
Yeah,
me, MF
those
Doom
aren't.
and Company Flow are like untouchable gods, but I also think Oasis are untouchable gods. So I agree with that, but in a
I
different
don't.
way than.
I don't think it like necessarily sucks. I think it's the thing that shows up and isn't the thing and changes the thing. Like, but it gets taken up by
But
people
I don't.
around it as the thing. Like when Kanye first came out, people were like, "Oh, it's like backpack rap." But
But
like, I mean, mainstream people that weren't
but
into,
Company Flow were like broken up, but like
yeah,
way
way before
before,
then.
yeah,
Yeah,
and like MF Doom was like an instigator of it. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
like I don't
I
I
saw
wouldn't I don't
I
know.
saw the fake MF Doom one time.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
at Pitchfork Fest, when we played Pitchfork Fest, there was the fake one there. Saw
That's
the real
sick.
MF Doom too, but
You did? I never did.
well, they at least they sent someone to the airport that apparently could recognize him to make sure he got off the plane,
Mm.
and that was like the commitment because there had been so many fake scares around that time too.
Yeah. Yo, another thing I wanted to bring up here in my copious notes. Um, like we always like since one episode in, we've been kind of talking about like early 90s like buzz bin bands,
Yeah.
like dollar bin alt rock. Have you ever heard of a band called Cell?
Yes.
Cell?
Yeah, they were on Ecstatic Peace, Thurston Moore's label.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah, like I was just looking at what I forget what magazine it was, but I just saw like a just looking for like graphic stuff to pull, and it was from like 92, I think. And there was a maybe it was like a Sony page, and it was like, whatever like five records um they were promoting, and it was like a weird Neil Young record, a band called The God Machine,
I don't
a
remember them.
okay, so and a band called Cell, and like two other ones. And I checked out The God Machine and Cell. And The God Machine um were oh wait, no. Here, wait, I'm reading my copious notes. God Machine, I saw a picture of Jennifer Lynch, and she had a wool sticker on her bass,
Yeah.
like the Scream and Chris Bratton band. So I went down a quick rabbit hole, and they were on a tape sampler with Wool, Quicksand, and the God Machine. So, and I think the God Machine were on this other page as well. So I checked out the God Machine, and their record is fucking good. It is so good.
Where are they from?
Um, I don't know. I don't know anything about. I think they might be from New York, but it's fucking good. It's one, and if you listen to the record, listen to it all the way through because it gets really good in the middle and towards the end. The first couple of songs are annoying, but it's like fucking really good. But anyway, and then I checked out the other band Cell, their record Soul Blow, which was DGC Records in 92, and that has Dave from the New York hardcore band or Connecticut hardcore band Misguided.
From New York.
Yeah, New
Yeah.
York.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, because they became Das Damen, or some of the guys
Yeah,
went into
yeah.
Das Damen,
Yeah.
which I think explains that like Thurston Moore, Ecstatic Peace kind of connection.
Yeah, okay.
'Cause
That checks out.
there's like also this band from there called I think it was on Static Peace too, called Swell. Do you
I've
remember
heard of
them?
them.
They had a
Yeah.
major. They were fucking sick too. I bought like one of their 12 inches not too long ago. It looks like God Machine might have been from LA,
Okay.
but I'm clicking on it now. Um, man, I gotta dig into this.
San Diego.
San Diego. Okay, that makes sense. We should do like a record club on the show, like pick a record each week and then come back
Yeah.
like some
But
random
the
obscure.
record, the God Machine record I listened to is the last one in 94, one last laugh in a place of dying. And the lyrics are like fucking great. Like I've been listening to it on and off since I checked it out.
We
It's been the one rare guitar music I'll put in between my stretch and bobs.
It looks like they might have had some membership sharing with The Cure.
Mm,
Like it says the drummer played on the mood on Wild Mood Swings.
what?
Yeah.
Damn. You know what they sound like them and Cell sound like bands that could have easily been on the Crow soundtrack for sure.
Yeah. And this
So that
God
checks
Machine
out.
was on Fiction Records, right? Which I think is The Cure's label.
Oh, they were on Fiction? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I don't know. There's that period where there's just so many records coming out, so many bands getting signed.
Yeah.
It's like the Nuggets, almost like you kind of want someone to start doing like a Nuggets type Pebbles compilation series for like that 90s stuff, just digging through
Yeah.
because all these bands probably had one unbelievable song that got them signed.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then whether or not they had more than one remains
I
to be
know.
seen with some of these guys. But
Yeah.
uh yeah, okay, we should pick a record for next week. Well, maybe we'll get to it by the end of the show. We'll find something.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll come up. All right. Well, should we start digging into the horror episode?
Yeah, sure.
Speaking of Title Fight, that's where those guys saw us when we played with Title Fight for the first time.
The horror guys.
The horror guys were at that Cro-Mags Title Fight fucked up show at the House of
Mm.
Vans.
Oh, the van shit. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I like. When I first met them years ago, this weird ass festival that they played, and I was there to do a live podcast at in Arizona. I thought it was really cool because here are these guys that at the time, even in the first time I interviewed them, they're like, yeah, there's no way we would have found this music if it had been for these free parties and like cheap parties that started popping up on the Brooklyn waterfront and going to
Hmm.
see all these bands. And it kind of, I think, speaks to like, I don't know, like the why this music should be accessible and approachable is because anyone can fucking do it. Like you come see a show and be like, well, I'm not going to do exactly that, but I'm going to do my own thing. And there's like you can kind of build your own thing. And they're a group that, God, it's been like 12, 13 years I think they've been together now, and to see where things have gone over that course of that decade and a bit, it's wild. Like I feel like they might not necessarily be influential on all this stuff, but they definitely were ahead of the curve on a lot of the stuff that's kind of happened.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah. I don't
um
know too much about them, but yeah, like I mean, like they looked like that before Playboy Cardi did for
yeah,
sure, you know?
yeah, and their shows are fucking insane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got kicked off the Warp Tour for, I
Oh
want to say
yeah.
a reason, but like they definitely were too nuts for the Warp Tour at that show.
Respect.
Yeah. I think that I love that idea of also going on tour with a band and just being like, fuck it. I'm not here
Yeah.
to make friends with them. I don't care if they like me at the end of this thing. We're just gonna do our thing, even if it means making a shirt cutting off their lead singer's head.
I mean, that's a lot of Cold World tours, man.
Yeah. Have you guys have gone out opening for like a big band for an extended period?
Not big, but like we'd get put with like the new hot bands, you know, like I don't know. I'll talk spicy a little bit. Like, you know, like we got teamed up with for a tour with Expire, and it was when they were like the big thing in hardcore, you know?
Yeah.
And we did not gel with those dudes, man. And I almost got into a fight with the drummer and the other dude because there's I don't you know like I don't know like yeah like it happens, man. We'll get because we're not super tapped in, you know, like we don't know, you know, sometimes we'll get something booked and then my friends that are still in the scene will, you know, text me, roast to me like you're touring with, like what the hell? I'm like, I don't know what they are. Like, I don't know. You know?
You guys are pretty much only a fest band now.
Yeah, now I mean it's not and it's not by choice. It's just because um
Situation dictates it.
none of us live within I mean the closest any of us live to each other are is 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know, Dan lives in England. You know, Skase is in Boston. I'm in Philly. Arthur is in Easton, PA, which is 2 hours from here. Alex is in Wilkes-Barre, which is 2 hours from here. The one good thing is that we have three guitar players, so when one of them can't play, we could still play, Um, but yeah, it's hard for us to tour. Like we all have jobs, most of us have kids. But to be honest, like I want to tour, like I would love to. Like that's, like I love that shit. But yeah, and like man, I think fests are fucking whack, like not whack, but like it's my least favorite kind of show, like it's like but they're they're lit, like
Yeah.
and if the offer is not money wise, but like just the situation is good and like the other bands are playing like we could aren't we're not totally put off by like we're with it, if it makes sense. So it just works out like that. I wish it was just like big shows, you know what I mean, instead
Yeah.
of fests though, personally.
We got offered a show today that I would prefer to be playing any fest rather than playing it. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I feel like I don't know. I long to be a fest fan, but
Mm.
that's the nature of getting older too, and being in a band. It's like, man, there's not really that much opportunity to kind of like book off 2 weeks to just do
Yeah.
this. And it's, I get it. I get it. We need the Warp Tour to come back now for us. A Warp Tour for our generation.
Yeah,
It's not the Warp Tour at all.
the not so warped tour.
They offered us one time to go on the Warp Tour, and they were like, "We'll give you $1,000 per day," and we're like, "We want $10,000 per day."
$1,000 per day.
And they never wrote us back after the $10,000 counter offer.
Hell no.
I think you'd want to at least have enough to pay for a bus and then walk away with enough money that you're like, that was worth this, whatever this was.
I mean, when it sucks, man, because when you get older, like money is like the only it controls your life, like
Yep.
taking time off from work fucks your life up, man, like you have kids, like that's a whole other thing.
Yeah. I'm lucky that I have so much shit because I'm never going to be in a position to buy anything for myself ever again.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Yeah. Like I'm never going to be able to walk into a record store and look at the wall and be like, oh, a $200 Man LP. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Like,
What about like once the kids are out of the house?
maybe, but then I got to pay for their fucking universities and all this kind of shit.
That
Like,
shit ain't free in Canada.
no, no,
Thought it was a socialist utopia up there.
no. You guys keep rattling those sabers, though. Maybe we're going to have to turn it into a socialist utopia up here. We're going to have to really differentiate ourselves from America.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. You can stay at my house, Nick,
Thanks,
with
man.
all my wrestling stuff. We will have an incredible record collection if we combined our record collections.
And our wrestling magazines and
Oh, man.
shit.
That's what I was like. If I like hadn't met Lauren, I'm like, eventually I'm just gonna find someone to live with who's got an incredible collection. And it'll
Hmm.
be not about a romantic relationship, it'll be about a collection relationship, just to have the ultimate super destroyer collection.
Oh yeah, that'd be sick.
Just like two people just living together just to collect.
Yeah.
There were definitely people like I'm like acting like this is a new concept for me. There were definitely people like that I knew when I would be going to those record fairs and hanging out at record stores all the time.
I mean, these vintage people are crazy, man. Like
Yeah.
that's a whole other thing.
Have you ever seen the movie Vinyl by
Hmm.
Alan Swag, a Toronto
But
filmmaker?
no, I don't think so.
It's depressing as fuck, but an amazing movie about record collectors.
Is DJ Shadow in it?
I don't think DJ Shadow's in it. He's in that other one, Scratch.
Yeah.
But this one is it's pretty much all Toronto people, I think.
Oh,
Geddy
okay.
Lee's in it, Bruce
Mm.
LaBruce is in it, like a lot of sort of Toronto fixtures and like a lot of big time Toronto record collector people. But it's like this guy Alan Zwag interviewing various people at various stages of battles with mental health. Because
Mm.
there's like some people that are very high functioning,
Yeah.
but there's a couple guys in it where you're like, there, but for the grace of God, go I.
Yeah,
Because
man.
I could definitely become one of those collectors in a second. Like I'm
Yeah.
always worried about falling off that cliff into like,
Yeah. Isn't
yeah,
it weird that there's people who have the collector bug and there's people who just have no interest in it whatsoever?
yeah,
It's fucking crazy to me.
yeah. Like it must be, I don't know, like some, maybe it's like something deeper than just rearing. Like maybe it's something like evolutionary. Like certain people are like hoarders and nesters versus
Yeah.
other people that are like more nomadic, just trying to like keep themselves free of this sort of stuff.
I mean, I know with me it's definitely tied to like I just have this idea in my head like the next thing is gonna make me happy.
I think that's all of us, right? Like it's just like, and that's why I had to stop eBay because I realized by the, this is years ago. I haven't bought off eBay in like 15 years at this point, 16 years,
Yeah.
but like the the thrill of buying it by the time it showed up, there was so much like resentment of the fact that I had bought this that when the thing showed up, I'd be like, great, here it is. Versus like when I go to a record store and like you're saying, there's that okay, this will make me, there's that instant gratification
Yeah.
kind of feel to the whole thing, which is a little healthier for me.
Yeah, I don't know. Like even me with like clothes, like I have so many pair of jeans, you know what I'm saying? And
Are you
like
able to sell stuff?
yeah, yes and no. I used to be able to in like the sneaker reselling boom days. Um Even still I can, but the stuff I'm into, to be honest, like isn't worth a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like where I got to now, like, like I'm more into like finding like, like an unworn pair of, Tommy Hilfiger triple five sole jeans from 1997 that I always wanted with the tags, and that you'll find one of those like once a year, and
Yeah,
it'll only be $30. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the only one who wants that,
yeah.
like the one
For
thing that
now,
yeah, but like the one thing that I got into, um, these last couple of years is like buying DJ mixers that I always wanted when I was a kid, so like back in the day, like, scratch mixers, like Techniques, Vestax, they would be like, 500-600 bucks or 400 or 500 bucks. It depends on what they were or whatever, and, now you could find those, for pretty cheap, so like, I have a bunch of them, and I love collecting them and like to take, like I'll still have my turntable set up and we'll still practice like cutting and juggling every day and stuff, and I'll like switch out the mixer for a different a different one, like, like it's, like it's basically like a wet, a wet dream of like my like 17-year-old 18-year-old self, because when I had a dope mixer. I had my Vestax PMC '06 Mix Tick Pro, the little slim one, the 2-channel one.
yeah,
But now I have that. I have the PMC '05. I have the Techniques DMC, and I have a Vestax that's more for like doing house and jungle because it has all the filters and stuff. Like, like even like these are like the Sony MDR V700s. So these were like the dope. If you see any picture of a DJ in the 90s, they are using these, and they stopped making these in the late 90s, early 2000s, I think. And more than that, at some point they started not making them in Japan and making them in the Philippines. And like I'll look on eBay for the made in Japan ones, and it's bugged out, man. Like, 'cause it's basically just like, yo, I'm an adult now. Now I could get the shit that I thought was cool when I was a kid, but I'm the only one who knows what it is. No one else knows what MDR V700s are, except for I don't know one other person.
yeah. Like that's what I think record collecting was, and I think all these collecting things are at their purest form is like someone trying to get the thing they could not have when it was around the first time.
Yeah.
But the problem is, I think now with all these collecting things and these, as we rambled on about last week, the sealing it up in the Mylar box is
Hmm.
definitely aiding this, but it's now like an investment thing. for people to like buy this shit and just sit on it, and
Yeah,
then they don't love it. Like it's not like they have that relationship to
I
it
know.
necessarily. It's just like a an
I wish I
NFT.
had like a good chunk of that mentality
Yeah,
to and hustler
offset.
know how to offset and to feed this bullshit.
Yeah,
You know,
I
because like
feel
I'm buying, records and cutting with them. I'm not hermetically sealing them, So like
yeah. I think you kind of like. I'm always amazed when you see that person, and like I talked to my dad about it because he's like a collector, and he's like, "Oh, you got to get a dealer mentality."
hmm
Well, he's definitely still an acquirer more than a dealer when it comes to this stuff too.
hmm
But there are some people that have that mentality where they're able to like look at this, be like, well, I bought it for X, I'll sell it for Y, that'll give me this much profit. And it feels like so, and I see how that works in other places in my life, but I just cannot really understand it for the stuff I collect.
Yeah. Yeah, like I have a couple homies, like my friend Rycal, my friend Rye Philman and Justin. They, like they go to like they're vintage dealers,
Yeah.
and their whole life is just like going to flea markets and auctions and estate sales and buying shit and selling them at next week's flea market or like Brimfield market, you know, and I don't know, I'm just like I can't spend that much time buying something to sell it, like and I have
Yeah.
terrible I just feel like I have the worst luck with finding shit in the wild like that. I suck at it.
When I do find something in the wild like that, there's no way I want to sell it
Yeah.
afterwards. I'm like, oh my God, I found this thing that I wanted. And I'm so happy to have it. And like you're saying, like it's also the idea like, well, I'll never see this again.
Yeah.
And like with certain things, like by the time something becomes worth it to sell, it's like, well, that there's a reason it's so expensive or valuable is because you'll never be able to buy another one
Yeah.
and it'll be gone forever.
Yeah. I remember like it's the one of the few times in my life we stopped at this truck stop in like the desert on tour with Coal World. And they had, like they'll have like a little spindle of like cassettes, and it'll be like Conway Twitty, what like that
Yeah.
kind of shit. Dude, it was all that. And there was a fucking sealed Tommy Wright the Third on the Run cassette
What the fuck?
for $4.
It's
And
kind of just like, how did that get there?
I mean, that is, I'm not surprised by that, like those like South and Midwest like hustler tapes, like
Mm,
those are out the trunk. They would go around, you know what I mean? Like that's, so, but that how it survived that long in that gas station is crazy,
yeah.
but dude, I this is how much I suck at it. I bought it and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna fucking sell this. I like Tommy Wright, this was a long time ago, but I know, like, this, I could get like $150 for this tape or whatever. So I sold it on eBay, and it's been a while since I sold something on eBay, and I didn't know like how it went, and I like as soon as it sold, I immediately went and shipped it out, and the money never cleared, and I got for the fucking money.
Fuck. No.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I got like got a couple times on eBay in the early years, but more from like the buyers thing where, you got ripped off by the guy. And it was before PayPal
Yeah,
kind of era when there's a little more risk to the whole endeavor. But yeah, I'm not good at that either. I don't like know how to pick the thing that winds up becoming the thing that everyone wants. And, you know, I feel like
me neither, man.
there's a science to it, right? And I don't have the investment into that science.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't have the hustler mentality.
Yep, same. I got the customer mentality, I guess, which is not a thing you should be bragging about. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, at the exhibition here in Toronto, God, this was 10 years ago, I found an agnostic front one voice tape in amongst like just like the whatever tapes. And that
Nice.
was like one of the greatest days for me. Even though it's like just an agnostic front one voice tape, it's still when you find it like in a place where it's actually like this is a treasure hunt. Like there's no other
Yeah.
reason to be doing this hunt for this thing.
Dude, my friend Matt Belosi, who's like an amazing designer and artist, he is the shit at finding stuff, man. Like he hit me this last week. I'm looking for the yeah, he's like, yeah, I found these are all 99 cents sealed tapes. It's like Crumb Suckers, Beast on My Back, like two of those, some like crazy weird local metal tapes, Cause for Alarm, Cheaters and the Cheated, like the victory tape, the
Oh,
victory
weird.
LP
Yeah.
on tape, sealed. And he's like, yo, this was never sold on Discogs. And I'm like, what? That can't be fucking true. And I looked and he's right. The tape of that Cause for Alarm has never been sold on Discogs.
Weird. Like it goes back to that conversation I think we had a couple weeks ago. Like there must be a warehouses just full of this victory product somewhere.
Yeah, right.
That's like, yeah, like when Martine from Crudos is another guy who just finds shit in the wild. Like he has some story about being in like a restaurant, seeing a box of records, and it was all like crazy power pop stuff.
What?
Yeah, just like in the kitchen of a restaurant for sale. I've had a couple like scores over the years, so I shouldn't say that like I haven't had any, but it's getting harder now.
Yeah.
I'm not out there too. I think that's probably the other thing.
No, yeah, that's the thing. You have to get out there, like those estate sales, like, and you have to get out there, and there's other psychos competing with you
Yeah.
and shit, and you have to like run through the house with them. And I'm like, these guys are, I can't do it, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's when you like, that's the storage wars and all those types of shows, like really
Yeah,
highlight the type of people that are out there doing this kind of work.
but when they describe the lifestyle and tell me stories, I'm like, man, it is pretty cool. You're like nomadic. You like you can go on like road trips, scoring stuff. Like it is cool, you
Yeah.
know.
There's that like, like the pig champion story about trying to track down the fixed vengeances
Oh
or
yeah, yeah.
like I love those kind of ideas. Like I've always had that dream of doing a road trip just to buy records. I think it was in Wax Poetics. They were talking about, I think it's the guys from Jurassic 5, like those DJs going out to
Mhm.
Brazil and just going on like a record buying like road trip.
Yeah, the guy Newmark is crazy with it. He's his record collecting is nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the podcast Reflections of a DJ, ROAD?
No.
That's like a really good podcast. You should check it out. His episode is really great. He talks about that. But that's one of my favorite podcasts cuz the guys are current DJs, like they still are all professional DJs, but they're all also old.
Mm.
Like the one guy worked at Beach Street Records in Brooklyn, like in the 90s and stuff. So like, they'll have like fucking, like old school DJs like SNS or whoever. And they'd be like, yeah, I remember buying like break beats from you and shit like that. Like, so they're like legit guys who've been around for a long time, but they're also in the current DJ scene. So they, it's really good.
How much of that still goes on in DJ culture where it's like still trying to find the record that no one's heard? Like in a post YouTube streaming world, is there still like,
Well, it's about now is like guys making their own edits.
okay,
You know what I mean? Like DJing is even like in like the mainstream DJ world where like, people are seeing like EDM DJs and people are like, I don't understand, they just press play. Those people don't understand, like those people are playing their own music that they made for the most part.
yeah, but I mean, like there's
You
still
know?
like discoveries that are happening for like what was that fucking DJ Shadow record that he found about Slurpees?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's still that. I mean, like DJ Newmark, like he'll have nights where it's just like, I don't know, like fucking Ethiopian jazz records
Yeah,
only. And that's not even obscure. That's like Ethiopian jazz is a mainstream thing sort of in that world. He'll have like even crazier niche stuff, like it does exist, but it's fucking small, like
yeah,
but I know like vinyl nights are really big again. Not really big, but it's popular again for sure.
and vinyl bars and
Yeah.
listening bars. I know are in popular in Toronto. There's at least three of these things that have kind of popped up,
Yeah.
and yeah, I guess that's a natural kind of follow or the fallout from the record revival. because I had the guest on today. So I've got a pretty large couple files on the computer now.
Oh
So
shit.
constantly running out of that space thing. But
You
yeah, I
know,
feel like the vinyl stuff now is at a point where everyone's just like got these records and it's like, well, what do I do with this stuff? And it's like, okay, go to a bar and you can play records for people.
yeah. I mean, I know just from like being like a little like bedroom hobby DJ nowadays, not nowadays, like, I never have time to do it anymore really, but um, like when I would make like I'll get the bug, like I used to make these like best of mixtapes, so it would be like best of Prodigy or best of Beanie Siegel or somebody more obscure, and I would just get all of their freestyles, unreleased tracks, guest appearances, and stuff like that. And then their like singles, like their popular songs, I would make acapellas and do blends over other beats. And then I would go through and edit all the tracks to make them DJable, because some of them would be rough or whatever the case may be. And then I would make a proper mixtape with it, So like that is like the pros of digital DJing, right? Because you could fuck with the music and do your own shit. You could loop a 4 bar to of the end of the song to properly mix in the next song. Whereas like when you're doing vinyl, what's on the vinyl is what's on the fucking vinyl. You know what I mean? So you have to
Yeah.
like learn the song in a way to be able to really get busy with it, whereas, you're like, oh, I don't know how the end of this song ends, so I'm gonna just fucking loop the end and cut the new song. I mean, I'm speaking Swahili to our listeners right now. But anyway, like I said, like I still like fuck around with actual vinyl and turntables and stuff, and going back and forth on that, where it's like, there's pros and cons to both sides, but you have to be like, mixing like house or drum and bass and like being in the mix for like a minute or two between two records. It's like such a great feeling, because you're analog riding the pitch and blending those two songs by with your own hands for that long. Whereas digital, you just fucking saw, oh, this song's this BPM. I have to change the new song to that BPM. Boom, they're blended, and
Yeah.
it's a completely different feeling. But then what is dope on digital DJing is I could play fucking the first, you know, if you listen to like Funkmaster Flex, the way he plays, like he'll play like he'll start a song and just play like the first 3 words. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like the crowd knows the words, and like they'll end it and he's like, and then boom, on to the next song. Same thing. Or he'll come in just for the chorus, just for, and like it's called slamming is the term for it. So you're just like fucking banging through tracks, like, and it's so much fun. So like that's an art too, So there's a lot to it, man.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I
Yeah.
meant more just like the now, because like you're saying, like you can become an expert on just about any music genre,
Yeah.
and it's no longer the sort of like obscure record finding kind of thing. But I guess there are so many records out there. Like we're still finding stuff that's not on Discogs, right? So
Yeah.
maybe probably in every genre that's like that still.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, there's so many different weird pressings and just, weird records for sure. It's like I find having something that's not on Discogs is like amazing,
I love it. It's so great. In fact, I was going to show a record today during show and tell, and now it's shown up on Discogs, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to fucking bother.
Ah, man. What's have you've listed things on Discogs, right?
I've never sold anything on Discogs.
No, I mean like listed a new record that wasn't on it.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. But I haven't done it in a long time. I have like I used to have a box of records to put on Discogs, but the moment that I have enough time to like sit there with the record and like
Can you
enter in the
think of
matrix
anything
number.
anything notable that you put on?
God, I'm trying to think now. Like definitely some corrections to some like
Hmm.
records that didn't have the proper variations. Like actually might do one because the listing for the Skeen Green Day 7-inch that talks about a like this the there being 4 pressings, but there's actually only 3. and it
Mm.
really drives me nuts when I'm on there. I also found something the other day on Discogs. I think even hit you up about this, where I'm like researching something, and then I come across some dude that played in some very obscure Detroit band, but then also it says like engineered all these hip hop records, but then also was in this other band in like the late 2000s where he would have, or like early 2000s where he would have been a teenager. So I'm like, oh, someone's gone in and made a fake resume using other people's Discogs
Whoa.
releases and profiles for themselves. I got to find the listing so I can send it to you, but it was like they were like they worked on all these classic hip hop records, and they also played in this band on Depression Records. And it's like, oh, some fucking kid has gone and just edited it, so now it's they did all this shit.
That's pretty cool. That's like making up like you're like the Fletch of Discogs, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was in Abbey Road when the Beatles recorded, and
Yeah.
I was there when Turnstile did the last record too.
Yeah.
I've got my time in there. Um, did you listen to the Peter one from Peter, Bjorn and John? Did you have a chance to?
No, I listened to half of the. I mean, I listened to the whole episode of the Elgin James the first round, but I listened to like half of it today while working.
It's a wild episode. I didn't ask him about the Slipknot story, which I forgot to, about
Mm.
like Connecticut Slipknot.
Yeah, yeah,
There's a crazy story involving him and them. But yeah, that episode is I put it up on YouTube because I was like meant to send it to Jill Heath to be like, hey, we mentioned you on this episode, and realized, oh shit, it's not even on YouTube. So stuck it up on YouTube on there. But the Peter, Bjorn and John one, I think when you have a chance to listen to it, I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts on some of the stuff he kind of brings up in it.
yeah. I'm interested to listen to it for sure.
It's also like another wrinkle in Swedish music. I feel like that's my the country that I've learned the most about the music of in this past year.
You ever hear of the Swedish band Bad Cash Quartet?
No.
You should check them out. They're
Is it like a garage rocky kind of thing?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely like Australia is the same way when you go there and
Mm,
you're just like in a record store, you're like, how many fucking records came out of this place?
yeah.
Like, they're all good. You know, like not might not be all my kind of music, but they're all good at what they're attempting to be.
Sweden is like Japan in that way, right? Like they're like have a precision.
Yeah, and it's like a very I don't know, probably not all music, but a very studied approach to sort of Western inspired music.
Well, it's also like Sweden. I don't know about nowadays, but up until pretty recently, I know that Sweden is where like all the absolute best state of the art recording studios are, right? Like all the biggest like pop records are recorded in
Oh yeah.
Sweden. Like Britney Spears and shit like that. They go to Sweden to record.
Was the Matrix is the one songwriting team that's out of there. There's like few a few different songwriting teams that come out of Sweden that kind of do production and
Mm.
yeah, like so many of the big hits from certainly that early 2000s period of pop stars were all coming out of Swedish artists. And then like and we talked about it on this episode with Peter, like the investment that the government made in young people playing music was huge, right? Like he talks about how he went to music school for free just
Mm.
because he was a good singer, so there was that opportunity to kind of go there. And then you look 10 years down the line and it's like, oh, it's no wonder that they've got one of the most vibrant music scenes in the world and they're exporting artists all over the world is because there was all that investment in infrastructure so young people could learn to do this stuff.
Yeah.
It makes me wish we had more of it in Canada. We like I know whenever people from Sweden are on the show, they're like, "Yeah, it's just like it in Canada," and it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
"Nah, we're kind of in between America and you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, we have some of it, but you know, we're all still paying for our practice spaces, and music university isn't free here. It's just like slightly different thing where it's I think we get a little taste of a socialized music industry, but it makes me just want more. Woj, just want more free money.
Sounds good.
Well, should we get on to our three things?
Yeah, I guess so. Let's do it.
Who went first last time?
I think you did. I'll go first
Okay,
this
you go
time.
first. Go first.
Are we showing our comic pages? This our comic pages?
Someone requested, can we show comic art? So I do have a piece of comic art to show too.
Okay,
So
me too. So I'll start with that. So I only have one page. I have so I'll show that. This is a Gilbert Hernandez Love and Rockets page.
what the fuck? I didn't know you had one of those.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that?
Uh from him, man. He
Oh,
he had like a weird site set up not too long ago. It was like $400. On the back of it, he wrote my name and address.
that's fucking sick. That's a really crazy good price, I think, too.
Oh yeah. I mean, it makes me really want a Jaime page now, but
Yeah,
those go for way more. But even still, like, dude, this is from like I think this is from like issue like 24 or 25 or something like that.
that's awesome.
So uh and it has Tauntaunzine in it, which is sick. Uh but yeah, I mean, Love and Rockets in to me is a fucking, or maybe it's issue 43. I don't know. But Love and Rockets is I think it's is like one of the best comics of all time, maybe the best comic of all time. So to have a page of that is, it's like, it's sick.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing. I had no idea you had that. Okay. Mine is from a different sector in the comic book world, but arguably the greatest comic of all time. From X-Men issue 202,
Oh my God.
here's the Beyonder and Phoenix in the midst of the Dark Phoenix.
Sick.
And this word bubble fell off here, so I can reveal for the first time the original word bubble was actually, instead of saying, yet for all her power, this fragile blossom is no less fascinating. It used to say, yet she remains no less fascinating a life form than this blossom. So
Whoa.
these edits that they do.
Hold
But
it up to the screen.
yeah, there we go. I took it out of the frame so it could not shine as much. But
So wait, who's this? Who's the artist? Is it
John Romita Jr.,
okay, yeah, yeah.
who I met at a show and got him to sign it. And then I think Al Williamson is the inker, who I think I got this at a comic book store here that they had it for sale. I think it was acquired through the inker. But then I met John Romita Jr. at a comic book signing, got him to sign it too. But it's
Damn.
from Chris Claremont era.
Yeah, it's Claremont era. That you said it. So that's Uncanny X-Men 202.
202 in the midst of Secret War 2. And this is the
Right.
comic it's from that I got also signed at the same event.
Oh, that one. Okay, yeah, I know that cover. Wow.
But that was yeah, like as a, like this was also, not quite Love and Rockets, but it was definitely way cheaper than I'm sure it would be now when I bought it. Like this stuff was
Yeah,
somewhat affordable back then.
it was. Yeah.
And it's weird to think because I remember going to Marvel Comics. I got a tour a couple years ago at the offices and like going there being like, do you have any original comic book pages? And they're like, no one does pen and ink pages anymore. Like it's a lost art. Like they
Yeah,
all do a
yeah.
digital. He said John Romita Jr. still sends his paper pen and ink stuff then. But
Mm.
yeah, I feel like we lucked out. Or even now, like you're lucked out that this stuff's still on the market because this is not how they produce comics anymore. So these things are just not going to happen.
Yeah. Underground comics, a lot of them, in indies, they still are pen and paper. So you can still get pages from that. Like are you familiar with Simon Hanselman?
Yeah,
Like I would love to get a Hanselman page.
yeah. Like, and I've gotten. Well, I'm sure I'll show them in future episodes, like from other artists. But I feel like even it's almost like people that want to record analog versus recording digital at this
Yeah.
point. Like you can do it, and there's definitely merits, and people that appreciate it will see it. But I think it's so much cheaper now to just do
Yeah.
it the other way.
But I do think like a lot of like I listen to some comic podcasts and stuff, and certain artists are just like, yeah, I can't get it to look how I want it to on an iPad or on of a Wacom or whatever.
I can't draw like
Mm.
on those. Like I draw for myself, and I love to draw, but like I
Hmm.
find yeah, the way, in the same way I like to listen to music on vinyl. Like I find the way the paper interacts with the medium that you're applying to it changes the way it looks, and you can never get that on a screen.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can't imagine like Crumb,
No.
you know?
You've seen Crumb the movie, right? The documentary.
Yeah, and you know what? I just about a week or two ago, saw somehow found like the guy who I'm sure he's a famous photographer, but I don't know him. I don't know photographers like that. He took the photo of the cover of the Crumb movie where it's him with like the two girls,
Yeah.
and he has that photo for sale. And he wants $500 for it. I hit it. He like has photos like for sale on his thing, and some of them say sold, and that one didn't say sold. And I was like, damn, I wonder if that's still available.
Yeah.
So I hit him, and he wants five for it, and I'm like, damn, like my money's kind of fucked up right now, so I didn't move on it, but I'm
That'd be a
tempted.
cool t-shirt too.
Yeah, yeah,
But damn, that's fucking awesome. Yeah, like in that movie, there's that scene where Crumb trades a, like a case full of sketchbooks for a house.
yeah,
And that's like, man, that's a dream. That being said, I bet you that sketchbook box is worth way more than that house now.
man, yeah. I just did you read the Crumb book that came
No,
out?
I
No,
gotta read that.
it's really
Like
good.
a biography type thing.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I gotta read that. Yeah.
yeah. It just came out.
I definitely like was a huge fan of and saw like not just Crumb, but like so many different documentaries about him, and he is a hugely influential person on me, but also like got to be one of the strangest artists out there. But they're all artists are strange.
Yeah, man. They have all great ones are. You have to be.
You got to be a little weird.
Yeah,
Um, Crumb's brother in Crumb is my favorite artist. The guy who's doing all like
dude.
the weird shit.
Both of them. I mean, there's
Yeah,
two of them.
one's really freaky. The one
Yeah.
but the one who's the
Mhm.
artist is his shit's
They're
insane.
both artists.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the guy who
S-
swallows the
So
fabric.
so the guy who swallows the fabric, he's an artist, and you could buy his art for pretty reasonably. And his art's dope, but the the other brother, the fucked up one, his
Yeah.
art is crazy because he'll fill books with fake handwriting,
Oh, that's amazing.
and it looks insane. It looks like hypnotizing. And then when they were kids and they were doing the what was the movie that they would like draw comics about? Um
Was it like a Donald Duck cartoon?
they did that, but it was like it's like pirate adventure.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, the
I forget what it's
Treasure Island
Treasure
or
Island, yeah.
yeah.
So they would do the Treasure Island comics, and when he would draw his, everyone would be made out of these like weird squiggly lines,
Yeah.
and it's like really same thing, like kind of like hypnotic looking, but it kind of fucks me up looking at it because I have trypophobia,
Hmm.
and like trypophobia, it fucks you up, especially when it's like because you relate it with like skin, and just having those like weird wrinkly skin, like looking at someone with skin like that, like it fucks me up. But so it triggers my trypophobia. But
What about
yeah.
Drew Friedman's art? You know that guy? He does all the stippling. He was like Howard Stern guy.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let me look.
His stuff's like trillions of dots.
No, that doesn't fuck me up.
It's more the like the line stuff.
Yeah, because what it is it's like it's weird. Like ever since I was a little kid, I would see something that would make me feel queasy and weird, and I didn't know why. And it wasn't until I was an adult that I found out what it was. And it's basically just like a pattern of like preparation
Yeah.
on something, and especially when it can be like skin looking, and people say that it's like a leftover trait to protect you from like poisonous things in the wild.
Okay. So like Prune
Yeah,
Face from Dick Tracy, that probably fucked you up.
it has to be like a pattern.
Oh, so it can't be just random.
Yeah, it can
Yeah.
be, but like pattern, like honeycomb looking.
Yeah. I get that.
That
I
fucks me
definitely
up.
can relate to the honeycomb thing that you're saying a little bit,
Yeah,
and seeing
it's
it in
weird.
nature showing up is
Yeah.
sacred geometry fucks me up in that
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
So, all right, item number 2 from you.
Item number two for me. Item number two for me, I just got tonight, and this will be a bit of an unboxing moment because a couple me and my wife moved like last year, a year ago, and she has a thing on her phone where for some reason, I don't know what it is, it's some app that tells you when you're going to get a package to your,
Okay,
I don't know. I don't have it, but
it's
she'll
like a
be
U.S.
like,
Postal Service thing, I guess, or
but it even if it's like UPS and FedEx, you get an alert. I don't understand
weird.
it. So like she'll be like, "You're getting something today," I'll be like, "Okay, weird. I don't. I wonder what the hell it was." But my friend at Nike, um, seeded me a pair of these, and a week or two ago, or about a week ago, we live in the city, so like if you're not home when you get your package, there's a high chance of it getting
Someone's
stolen.
gonna steal it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that these got stolen and I was very bummed, but tonight at like 8 p.m. they got delivered and I'm very happy. My friend at Nike hooked me up with these. They're the Yu-Gi-Oh! Air Max 95s. And what's cool is they come with a Shonen Weekly Jump with an ad for them on the
Holy,
back.
that's insane. That comes in the box.
Well, I don't know when you buy them,
Yeah.
probably not, but I do know that, this is the actual, the weekly issue. So this is on, I saw pictures of like, in Family Mart or Lawson, like this on the shelves over there. So,
Okay.
but over here, I'm guessing maybe they just got them for like the seating. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you get these, from Nike that it comes with this, but came with mine. And here's they're still wrapped in this like little tissue paper here.
Oh my God.
So here I'm gonna unwrap them right now. And they come
And
with,
just like that, it's a 7.1 at best.
yeah, right? A Yu-Gi-Oh card on the
Look at
top
that
of the
fucking
box.
box. Dude, this is kind of like the idea we were talking about last week about putting like
Yeah,
relics in the box.
yeah. And the
Damn.
box is amazing. I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh. The one thing I know about Yu-Gi-Oh is it comes up on my TikTok sometimes where there's like two like really dorky guys and the one guy is always the same and it's this kid that looks like me. He's like a little fat dork with blonde hair and like a face like mine. And they put this contraption on their arm, this big plastic thing, and they have their cards in there and they're like, I am drawing the battle blah 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 card, like that, and then the other guy's like, oh, that's delivers me damage, or whatever. So that's all I know about Yu-Gi-Oh. But
I've my kids didn't really watch it, but I think like is Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like they're playing the card game in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like,
yeah, I think so.
so what's the difference between those ones and the bottom?
I mean, the regular Air Max 90, these are all leather, first of all.
Oh, they're all leather. Oh,
Yeah.
now I see it.
And like the color, it's like a blue gradient. There's a
Yeah.
Friends and Family black and white pair that are cool. Not as cool as these, in my opinion. But yeah. So
Damn.
that's my second item, and now I have to get into Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, you're gonna start playing.
Yeah, has this little card.
All right. My item number 2. Years ago, we were getting like thrown out of the practice space. I don't know. Did I show the Shane Sarush Gavin Bionic tape on here, or is that just somewhere else we talked about it?
No, I don't think you
Oh,
showed it
okay.
on here.
But anyway, also in that box was this Sum
Oh,
41's demo tape, which is, I think this is the second version of the demo. This is when they had like a slightly different lineup than like they would wind up later on. But this is also, it looks like this is when Greg Norrie was managing them. So this might be
hmm.
from that second era. But they were a band that I probably could have bought this at any point back then. but there's no way I would have bought a fucking Sum 41 demo back
Yeah.
then. But I'm so stoked that I have it now because this song Astronaut is a jam. This was on
Okay.
a Punk No Die mixtape that my old band, my first band was on. Mike from Fucked Up's first band was on, and Josh from Fucked Up's first band was on. And Sum 41 was on the tape as well. But yeah, like this was like finding this in a practice space was like once again like a treasure hunt kind of moment for me.
Hell yeah.
So
I'm gonna listen to that song when we get off.
want to be an astronaut. Want to be an astronaut.
I saw
Classic.
I think this morning or yesterday I saw online. It was like a video, a Sum 41 video, and it was like it's crazy that like white people can't afford houses anymore to have kids, to have uh fake angry kids to make sick ass music like this anymore.
did did you ever hear the episode that I did with I think Cone from Sum 41?
I remember when you did it, but I didn't hear it. No, I don't
On
think I
that one
listened
he
to
was
it.
because I always thought that video was shot in Oshawa.
Mm.
And I'm like, where the fuck did this punk scene come from? They're like, no, we shot that in LA.
Uh,
It's like that makes a lot more sense. That
this
feels a
was the
lot
video
more.
where they were like at like a pool party or something.
That's Fat Lip, isn't it? Like dun 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 dun. Is it the one where like all
I'm
like
too
gnarly
real. I'm
punks?
too real to know the names of these songs, son. You know what I'm saying?
You don't like DMX? DMX made a cameo in one of those videos.
I wouldn't even know.
DMX is in a Sum 41 video
Damn, really?
when he was shooting exit wounds up here. They tell the
Oh,
story on the show. They had to give him I think $25,000 cash and like a bunch of ATVs. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's $5,000 cash and a bunch of
yeah,
ATVs.
25,000's crazy.
They got their label to do it though. Maybe it's 10,000. Something insane
Okay,
for just him to do this cameo, and he drove like the ATV through this house
sick.
and is in the video with them. Money well spent because that like kind of put him on the map. Like, oh my god, DMX like this random band from
Yeah,
Oshawa, Ajax area.
it's like to our Jim Jones.
Yeah, exactly. They also did a song with Kerry King from Slayer,
Mm.
but he denies that he knew about them now.
Oh,
It's like
really?
it was just my management, man. I had no idea what they were about. It's like, you fucking liar. Come
I don't
on.
know why. Why is he a liar?
Because I'm sure he knew who they were. They were really popular. I'm sure it was just like a paid. I'm sure he
No,
wasn't a fan.
dude, you're crazy, man. He does.
What?
He
They were
doesn't.
on the Spider-Man soundtrack.
Dude, old metal guys are fucking weird. And Kerry King, like, only wears Slayer shirts. He's not like a fan of. He's not a regular fan of music. He's something else, dude. Like, 100% believe that he doesn't know what Sum 41 is.
I believe he didn't know who they were, but do I believe he knew who they were by the time he was doing the video? 100%.
I don't think so.
These
I'm
guys,
Team Carry on this one.
well, yeah, team not believing the character on this one.
Dude, metal people are aloof, man. They don't.
Metal people are definitely aloof, 100%, and a lot of crazy Kerry King stories over the years that I'm sure people
Yeah.
have,
Yeah.
but
Arthur has a great Kerry King story.
I've never met him, but I've been around him, and it's one of those people where I'm like, yeah. Actually, I told you my Kerry King story where I like no sold him to meet Chris Jericho.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
But you know what?
likes.
I've heard cool stories about him too.
I've heard like never. Yeah, I've heard some. Like I've heard like a real rainbow of stories about him.
Yeah, yeah,
It's interesting when someone passes away and you can kind of tell like if they were an intense person when everyone's like they were a complicated person. That's
yeah,
their
yeah.
first statement, and a lot of people in metal I think get that kind of treatment post-mortem.
Metalheads are fucking weirdos, man.
It's a weird subsect. Okay, what's your number two?
Number 3.
Oh, number three. We're at number three already. That's right.
I'll stick in my hip hop nerd bag. These are so one of not my favorite, but the coolest hip hop magazine in my opinion is On the Go,
I
which
don't even know
was
On the Go.
it was Espo.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was his magazine. And it had like, it started off like pretty much half almost all, I don't know, like 60% graffiti, 40% hip hop. And it had like the guys writing like Max Glazer from Federation Sounds and Kenny Mees would write some stuff. But I have pretty much all of the issues. But a cool thing to also collect are these stickers, these cover sized promo stickers that
Oh, that's a
just,
sticker.
yeah. So these are just full on the covers, and it's,
So would
us.
they send these out separately to like retailers?
Uh, I mean, sometimes maybe. I mean, they were just like promo that I remember
Oh,
back in the day just seeing them. I mean, this one with crew on the cover, I have a handful of these.
damn.
And then the last one I have is the J-Roo one.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
And the backs are just, sticker backs. But yeah, On the Go magazine, if you're a hip hop fan and haven't checked it out, check it out. It's really good.
Um, uh, fuck. I kind of feel like I wasted my Sum 41 one.
Dude,
So
there'll be another episode.
yeah, there will be another episode, but I
I
do
mean,
have some.
mine changed. I had those sneakers I just got at 8 p.m. tonight, an hour
I
before
got
the
like
show. So
I have like four things in front of me now. I'm like, where do I go with this? Do I go with this instead? But yeah,
all
actually,
you want to do four things tonight? I'll show the other thing I was going to show.
let's do four things. We can
All
do four
right.
things.
All right.
So if we're gonna do four things, in
All
that case, I'm gonna show this first because I just found this in my house and I forgot I had it.
right.
This is a autograph picture of Mickey Carroll, one of the Munchkins from The Wizard of Oz.
Damn.
I got this when I worked at Much Music. They were just on some random desk in there one day. I found this. So he must have done like an appearance. There was like
Mhm.
news channels and all sorts of TV channels in there. So he must have done at some point an appearance on there and left behind this autographed photo.
Is he a guy who like was in other movies as well, or is he just a munchkin?
I don't. He must have been in other stuff, but here he is in The Wizard of Oz. Like he's actually labeled
Oh, okay.
on the sheet, and I think he was like a very well known actor from this that did a lot of the circuit
Right.
afterwards. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you've like investigated
Suicide.
the suicide stuff. Like there's a lot of real darkness around
So
the
was that real?
actors. I don't know. Like I heard something that it wasn't, and it's completely bullshit. But then someone recently on a podcast, someone's like, "No, it's real. It's real."
Damn.
So I don't think it's real, but
Okay.
there were stories about like a lot of crazed nights and a lot of debauchery happening, in particular amongst the actors that were portraying the Munchkins in the movie. Apparently, Gilbert Godfrey would always talk about it in his podcast.
Damn.
And so, yeah, when I found this, I was like, I gotta, like, no one else is going to take it at Much Music, so I might as well take this home.
Yeah, that's really cool. Do you know about the Wishnicks?
Wishnicks, no,
You ever see the damn, what's his name? Boyd Rice documentary?
no, but
No.
I now have something to watch after this.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, Boyd Rice has his shortcomings, obviously, but
He's got a couple shortcomings, but he's also truly one of the most fascinating, like one of the people that I would love to see a documentary about.
yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, like his, the one thing I like about him is, remember we were talking about like trash culture.
Yeah.
Like he's like really into like, I don't know if I call it trash culture, but like kitsch, like 50s, 60s weird stuff that could never exist in any other, time frame. And he's showing these like weird records that he likes. And the one thing, they're called Wishnicks, and they're like a mix. They're
Oh.
like a mix of like munchkins and elves and something, and they had like records, and I don't know if they had a show or what the fuck was it. Let me look it up real quick. Wishnicks. Yeah, Wishnick. You know what they are? They're like you know what it is? It's like the Bernstein Bears meets like troll dolls. They look like troll dolls. They're troll dolls. The Wishnicks are troll
Oh,
dolls.
maybe I have seen these things before. Like I've
Yeah.
seen one of these records.
The first one came out in 65. There's three of them.
I think
Yeah.
I knew a guy that went on a vacation once with Boyd Rice and Dwid.
Oh
Went
yeah.
on a trip with Boyd Rice and Dwid. Maybe William Bennett from White House was there. Sounds like a terrifying vacation.
Yeah, holy mackerel. I don't think I'd come back from that one.
There'd be some wild conversations to be had
All
there.
right, I have to grab my fourth thing then.
Okay, I've got my fourth thing in my lap, so
Okay,
I'll
one
wait till you
second.
get back.
Okay.
We'll build anticipation right
Talk
now
amongst yourselves.
for Woj's fourth thing. What is it going to be? Who knows? Who knows what he has up his sleeve? But I got mine right here. Okay, what's your fourth? Oh wait, do I go? No, you go now. You go now.
Yeah, you just showed your wish, Nick, so I'm gonna show this. This is I'll say this. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's a flyer or a piece of art, but I'll put my finger strategically over this. But it's a Mersbow
Oh, what is it? Autographed or?
handmade piece of art, I guess, made out of a page of a Japanese porno.
Oh, fucking weird.
Yeah.
Did you buy this online or at Disc Union or?
I got this in the States actually. I got it. Actually, I don't have to put my hand over it. I talked about it on here before, the
The paper show, right?
Allentown Paper Show. Yeah, and I got it from the same guy that I got the Von Erich uh thing from. But yeah.
Whoa, this sounds like a pretty cool dude with a pretty cool collection.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He has bugged out stuff. But he told me it was a flyer, but I mean there's no date or venue on it.
Yeah, it's fucking bizarre.
But it's really sick, and I haven't hung it up yet because I don't know how my wife will react to it. But
Um, yeah, there's like a lot of things that I have that I'm like, this is really cool, but no one in my family would want to see
yeah, I
this. Or,
mean, like my wife is down with stuff like, in our living room we have like the centerpiece of things that are hung up is a great kabuki Japanese poster. you
it's
know
still like not something from a porno magazine though.
that's the issue.
That's a line.
There's a titty on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I go to my dad's house sometimes, and it's gotten better. I think he's finally removed it, but I go into the bathroom and I'm like, I can't let my kids go in this bathroom. There's like porno on the wall. Like, granted, it's from like a Victorian erotic print or something,
Yeah.
but still reads like porno to me.
Yeah, I don't know. If I have kids, I wonder about that kind of stuff. If I want to like be like a kind of like body positive, like Euro style type parent, where I'm like, hey, it's no big deal, man. Like it's nothing to get freaked out over. Like like I don't know.
Yeah, it's more the context of these
Yeah,
images
yeah.
too.
Okay. All
I
right.
kind of like I was thinking about that with my records all the time. Like there are records I should put notes on for when my kids find them. Like, listen,
Yeah.
let dad explain this.
Hear me out.
Hear me out. It's just about the music.
That's like, do you have that history of white nationalist music book?
Yes, I do. Yeah, the when the storm breaks.
Yeah, like that. It looks crazy on the shelf. You know what I'm saying?
It's like there's definitely the one that I even like at least that you can be like, yeah, it's a book about this history. It's like when you're like when someone comes over and they're flipping through Hail the New Punk, is that book? And all of a sudden they get to like some of the sections in that. You're like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's not really there's not really a political divide in this book. It's just
yeah.
presented as is. So
I don't know. When you read that when the storm breaks book though, it's
it
pretty much just
it's weird. It's like a very bizarre book. Like there's obviously the stuff that Forbes wrote,
yeah,
but then there's that guy who's like the ex-Nazi.
yeah, yeah,
And sometimes you're like, I don't know how X this dude is
yeah,
because
yeah,
there's parts in it, but it's also like a revealing kind of look into the psychology of that world. Like it's a very interesting book. Like it's a book that if I was teaching a class on punk, I think you would have to like have it somewhere on the book list, because I think it,
Mm-hmm.
like we were talking about earlier, like punk is not right wing. Like I don't feel that at any part, but I do think like right wing people claim it, and to know where and how that
Yeah.
happens, I think is important to.
Did you ever see the Richard Bay episode, the Skinhead episode? Do you know the Richard Bay show?
No.
Richard Bay show was like a Bobo kind of Donahue. And like after like not that long after the Geraldo skinhead episode, this dude had a skinhead episode, and it had like four like sharps or whatever. And I think the one guy was like the reason it's so fresh in my head is because I watched it like literally yesterday morning. But the one guy is like I think was like the head of the sharps in like this area of the states or whatever. And then they had like they were explaining how they're not racist and like saying all this like nonsense. And then like they had a bonehead come on, and then they were fighting and stuff. It's pretty interesting. And then just to hear like the questions that the obviously confused crowd are asking, and it's just like skinheads shit is so like, dude, it's like everything else. It's like every other sect of hardcore. Why are you a skinhead? Why are you a youth crew? Why are you an 82? Why are you a DB? Why are you a blah blah blah? Because I thought these guys looked cooler than the rest of everybody else. And
Yeah, it's
I
100% aesthetics.
that's all it is.
Yeah.
And whatever the fucking comes behind it, you'll make yourself believe that shit, or you'll fall in line with it. You know what I mean? Like this, it's all it is. Like,
That's why I loved the idea of like the 90s hardcore kid, because it was so anti all that, like all so anti fashion, so
yeah,
anti,
I agree.
like, and it was like you were worse off by looking cool.
Yeah.
And it was, yeah, like I don't know, there's like like I look at the way I dress, I'm clearly affected by that era. Still dressed like a
But
slob.
did you see do you remember a couple years ago there was like a meme of like those like Halloween costumes, and it was like 90s hardcore kid, and it was just like a guy, and it was like spot on. It was just a guy in like a blue hoodie,
Yeah.
beanie, Dickies, Vans. You know what I mean? Like it was just like, that is
Well,
a 90s hardcore kid.
one of the things I wanted to show today was I was going to show is this integrity jacket that I have, which is like, because you think of like, oh, the hardcore jacket that dudes would have worn, and it was like it would have been this varsity jacket with the leather sleeves or the pleather sleeves, and it would have this very defined aesthetic. It's like, no, Dwight had like a champion corduroy jacket that he bought on clear out that he just stitched integrity
Mm-hmm.
on the front of, because it was like that fashion thing happens before or it happens after, but during the 90s it was not, no one was that aware enough to really, like, people were
Yeah.
aware, but like you wouldn't bring it into a show.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. Even
um,
just like, like I started working on me and a friend are doing a project right now about like the presence of Nike sneakers in hardcore, from the 80s till now. And we've been interviewing, the usual suspects that you would think, and those guys, like, even, the ones that you would think, like, that you think of, of having Nike, sick Nikes all the time in the 80s and stuff. They don't remember like barely what they were called or where they got
yeah,
them, or like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like how it is now. And even like, oh yeah, they all had the Champion hoodies. They're like, yeah, because there was a Champion outlet in, upstate New York where we used to fucking play all the time, and we'd hit that, and that's where we get our Champion hoodies for like super cheap. You know what I mean?
yeah, it was very much about function. Like why,
Yeah.
like, when Bill Stevenson was on, he's like, yeah, why do we wear those little short shorts? It wasn't like about anything other than this makes sense for sweating. They're
Hmm.
easy to dry, easy to wash. Like, it's completely like a result of function that eventually gets taken up as fashion later on.
Yeah. They weren't, whatever the equivalent of Yu-Gi-Oh! Air Max 95s, they weren't fucking showing up in those.
I remember finding out though that Greg Mental played Magic cards,
Hmm.
and it was just like such a mind blowing like thing to kind of realize like, oh my god, there's people
Yeah.
in hardcore that do connect. He might be stoked about the Yu-Gi-Oh! MX
Yeah,
95
probably. Yeah,
stuff.
I'll have to show him. He's a big. Me and during COVID, me and my wife got into Magic cards, and she got
Collecting them or playing.
both.
Okay.
She got into collecting them, and I was into them for a little bit. Then when we like started playing more and more, it got too hard, like
Mm.
just figuring everything out. It's like too technical, but she got the bug of collecting them, and to the point where, she was like, has like a crazy collection, and
Yeah.
she would text Greg and be like, yo, what's up with, they would text about magic cards and shit. I'm like,
I would love to get the ones that were all done by the dude from Charles Bronson.
yeah, yeah. That dude's the shit, man.
Yeah, his
He's
art's
he's
fucking
cool.
incredible.
Yeah.
But he would base a lot of the cards on like there's like an Ebro card that looks like Ebro apparently.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if that's true or not, just like some rumor that I've now internalized into a fact, but
Is that how
I
you
would love to
pronounce it?
get it.
Ebro? I've always said Ebro in my head.
I've always pronounced I know I've always pronounced it Ebro with
Okay.
him,
Okay.
but I've heard Ebro for other people, obviously, that
Yeah, like on Hot
have that name.
97 is
Yeah.
Ebro.
So, but I've always heard Ebro and he's never corrected me on it, but
Okay.
yeah, maybe now you got me thinking it. Now I'm always going to second guess myself on it. So, all right, my fourth thing, as I've kind of mentioned before, my mom was a flight attendant, and
Hmm.
occasionally, like, she get like a famous person on the plane, and she get an autograph for my brother and I. And so I've got a couple, but this one I want to show. This is because I just found it the other day, but it's to my brother and I from Billy D. Williams. But she was concerned that we wouldn't know who it was, so she made him write Lando underneath.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's from I don't know what any of the stuff on the back means. I think it's like literally a thing for the flight attendants, but yeah, this
Okay.
is my Lando autograph. I also have
Very cool.
I also have a Michael J. Fox one, but he apparently
Damn.
was not very nice. His wife
Oh,
wrote
really?
everything and then he signed it at the very end, like, fine, fuck it. Sign this for
Damn,
this
what a
kid.
dick.
And then one from Blue Rodeo, but they drew an airplane for me too.
Okay.
And I've met the guys from Blue Rodeo since then, and they're super nice. So
Wait, I don't know what Blue Rodeo is.
Blue Rodeo's a band from Canada that is huge, like ginormous here,
Uh-huh.
and fucking amazing. And they came out of a punk band called the Hi-Fis, and it's like I guess folky, kind of like rock type thing, but they're
They're good?
unbelievable. Yeah, so good. And they were like Tragically Hip is our biggest band, I would say, but then Blue Rodeo is
Hmm.
kind of like right after that in terms of like bands that came into the 80s in this time period. And like they took the Sadies under their wings when the Sadies were coming out, and they all, like, as I say, came out of punk rock too. And the drummer of the first lineup of Blue Rodeo, this dude Teddy Fury, was in a bunch of first wave Toronto punk bands too back then.
Hmm.
So
I'll say, I don't know. This just kind of like brought this to my mind. Did I bring this up in another episode? The Kerrang Instagram, the classic Kerrang.
oh, maybe we talked about it off air.
Okay, maybe. Yeah. But I follow this classic Kerrang class. Let me just bring it up so I say it right so people can find
Is
it.
it done by Kerrang or is it done by just someone going through old issues and kind of like
I'm not sure actually. It's Kerrang underscore classic underscore magazine. Um, there's no way to tell if it's actually done by Kerrang, but it's really interesting because every post is like, 3 or 4 slides, and it'll be scans, and sometimes it'll be videos. And Kerrang was like mostly hair metal,
mm,
and like in like new wave of British heavy metal bands that we never heard of, and then there'd be, like one or two like sick things sprinkled in. But like I love like seeing a weird hair metal band that I never heard of, and then like looking them up and seeing what the hell is with going on. And I'll find ones that were like one was like an Australian band, and they were a band from like the 80s, and then they continued on through the 90s, and then in the 90s, like after like punk became popular, they morphed into a punk band and shit like that. You know what I mean? And they're like huge there. Like I saw videos that I'm like, whoa, this is like their fucking Metallica or something, you know? It's just weird. Like these bands like are like from like alternate. It's like seeing like a fake band in a movie, you know? And you're like, that could never be a real band.
Well, it's amazing when you go different places and you realize that like there's like a punk band from there that eclipses Green Day, The Offspring, like anyone, like the Boilers in Germany, like will play
Mm,
like a stadium. You know, there's
yeah.
like a bunch of bands in Mexico that are kind of like that all over. Like it seems like every country has like a punk band that you probably won't hear of unless you speak the language or know someone
Yeah.
from that country that's ginormous and like
Yeah.
will like play the biggest football stadium that there is to kind of play.
That's like Japan has like the Blue Hearts.
Yes. Yeah, Linda
Yeah.
Linda is their song. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Linda
right.
Linda's got the name from.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, that's to me the Blue Hearts were like I you know, I'm like not the deepest head when it comes to Japanese punk and hardcore, but I do know a little
Mhm.
bit. So when I got there and was like, how did I not know about the biggest punk band from Japan?
Yeah.
Like outside of Japan, I would say that Gizem is far bigger than the Blue Hearts are.
Yeah. There's other ones too. Like there's that one like that you always see. It's like I think it's called Kenji. It's like a yellow thing and it's just like the guy's face, black and white, like looking back at you really
Yeah,
big. Like that's a really big one. And then there's that one like Sally, like Sally, and it's just like a girl in a beret. There's
I
like
don't know that one, but I know like yeah,
yeah,
they're like High Standard too is
these are like 80 in the 80s and like that like continue, you know, like in they're big punk records that we don't know about for some reason.
was that Laughing Nose Band. I find crosses over a little bit to
Yeah,
that
Laughing
world.
Nose are they're like really big like that. Yeah, where they're like a little mainstream, but they have legit. They're pretty
Yeah,
legit too, you know.
yeah, like I find they're like and same with High Standard, like they were on HG Fact, but then they were
Hmm.
also like the Sum 41 Green Day of Japan a little later with that band, but
Hmm.
also Star Club I find too. Like I'm always
Yeah,
shocked how long they went with their
yeah,
stuff.
Star Club. Earlier today I came across a YouTube where it's somebody explaining every different Japanese idol and idol group and like
Whoa.
every weird bugged out art like thing. So like I just subscribed to it. So I'm gonna be going down a wild wormhole. Cause there's ones that like I'll see something fucking bugged out on Japan, like from Japan, and I'll just follow it, you know, on
Yeah.
Instagram or
Yeah.
something. And I'm like, I don't know what this is, but it's crazy. Like there's this one idol chick who dresses in red and white and she has an eye patch and she just looks like fucked up. She looks cool and she always has a book. Do you know about the Japanese kid book bags? You ever
Uh
you ever
like
notice
the
the like leather book bags that are like square and they all
yeah.
have them?
Yeah.
So like those are like $700. And the reason they're that expensive is because they protect the kids from um
Radiation or something or fallout or like
earthquakes
earthquake
or
stuff.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So she wears one of those and she like gets up and like spits water into like all her fans like mouths and shit when she's playing and rolls around and gets all bloody and shit. So I saw she's on here, so I'm gonna watch that one. But it's just all that kind of bugged out shit. So next episode maybe I'll have some lore from that YouTube channel.
Do you have that Japanese or the book about Japan fruits? And it's all like
Fruits.
the kids that used
Yeah.
to dress, and
Yeah.
there's that whole subculture that was like really popular of kind of goth kids, but they look like they had been in an accident.
Yeah. Yeah. They have bandages and shit.
Bandages and fake blood all over it.
Yeah.
And
Fruits is a magazine. It's a periodical.
that's it. Yeah. This was like
Yeah.
the book that they put out, which I
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
getting at some point. And then, yeah,
Yeah.
like that going to Osaka and walking into a record store and realizing, like, oh, this is a record store for those people that dress like goths that like to look like they're hurt.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
like all music just for that little scene.
Yeah. There's like, you know, like visual key, you know that? That's like a genre, visual kei, KEI, and
Okay.
that's like kind of like off of like like X Japan, that like
Yeah.
metal, that hair metal
Yeah.
band. It comes off, like I mean it was before that too, but it's just the crazy dudes with insane teased out hair. There's a lot of like weird kind of Nazi tie,
Aesthetic stuff in there.
aesthetic and
Yeah.
and military stuff and weird sexual shit. It, it's they got time on their hands over there, man. I don't know what the hell's going on over there, but they
It's like a place that whatever you're into, there's like no level that you can hit when it comes to the deep dive. Like you're never going to
yeah,
find the floor
yeah,
for whatever culture you're into, I find. Like
yeah.
yeah, I think that's the problem. If I was in Japan, I would just lose my mind because I'd want to be part of all these little subcultures, or not part of it, but like at least find a way to investigate all of them.
You
And I
don't
would
you don't think maybe that's what would cancel out that maybe that's what would cure you, is like being in a place like that, and you would just turn into
the biggest
a
otaku.
you no, like you'd turn into just a utilitarian normal guy.
No, I went to Japan. It was not healthy for me. It was a way for me to really kind of deep dive into like. Actually, I was mainly just immersed in wrestling, but every time we stopped doing wrestling, I'd just be like, "All right, let's go to a record store and spend money and get into trouble on shit I shouldn't be buying." And it was Japan is like my favorite place on earth. It's the only place I don't need weed. I'm like, oh fuck, I
Uh,
don't need weed here. I can just
well, you can't get it. I mean, you can, but it's hard,
it's
right?
not worth it. It's really not worth it.
Yeah,
So, but this
yeah,
is worth it every time we do this, Woj. So I think that we should go through. There's some stuff in the chat, so we'll
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's a bunch
Let's
of stuff.
address all of our haters.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So where were we? Um, when we said Jay has corrected themselves when they said that MF Doom and Company Flow were the Oasises.
Mm.
They meant them being the pinnacle
Oh, okay.
of the genre.
I would agree. I would agree
Uh,
there.
and then there is, if you could say something to your 18-year-old, what would it be? By the way, I'm new. How's it going? Thanks for listening and watching. Uh,
Like to your
uh,
18-year-old self.
I think it must be self, right? Because I don't have an
Okay.
18-year-old yet.
Yeah.
And so, what would I say? Buy more Screamo. Buy those Screamo
Yeah.
records. They're going to be worth it.
I would tell myself, buy more of everything and don't sell anything.
Don't sell a thing.
For the love of God, don't fucking sell anything. Don't sell your fucking Warzone on Orange for $80. Don't sell your fucking Project X for a fucking $180. Even and all your stupid shirts, don't fucking sell them, man.
Yeah, I would also tell myself that the Misfits records will continue to go up. So even though they're
Yes.
expensive, buy them.
$600 is a great price, you moron.
Yes. Yeah. Like how many records did I walk by at that point that, oh my God.
Go to Joe Nardone's Gallery of Sound, to the fucking 7.99 closeout concert t-shirt rack, and buy the whole fucking thing and put it in a fucking moisture packed whatever thing, and you're
Yeah.
good.
Go to Backstage Passport and
Yeah.
just buy all those terrible Mall Nirvana shirts because
Yep.
holy fuck. Yeah, there's like, and I wonder if that's like still happening now. Like if there's shit that I should be out there like Labubus. Should I be
I
buying a
know.
Labubu?
I wonder that too, man. Like what stupid shit am I missing out on for the
Yeah.
future?
What are the kids going to be into from nowadays? I look at my kids though, and it's like their style is so all over the place that it'd be hard to pin down.
It's
Like,
there's not even a equivalent.
yeah,
There isn't even an equivalent of a Nirvana shirt to 2025.
no, I guess it would probably be. I would say that the most popular shirt that I saw at the exhibition, the Toronto exhibition, which is always my gauge for like what people are into, is the Oasis shirt. The Oasis shirt is definitely like the shirt of the summer, at least in Toronto. And I'm like, they had 50,000 people each night. I've definitely seen more than 100,000 people in Oasis shirts walking around Toronto
Wow.
since then.
I heard
Feels
they
like
do. I heard they did 2 mil on merch in New Jersey in one
oh,
night.
those are like
In
D's
one
nuts
night.
numbers. Those are
Yeah,
D's nuts
that's
numbers.
that's these nuts shit, man.
Imagine if Oasis had called themselves D's nuts, how much they would have done in merch. 12 million.
Uh, I gotta say, man, I'm feeling I've succumbed to a bit of your hatred for seeing so many people celebrating Oasis. Not just a little though.
Yeah, like it's and obviously like my yeah, like I actually really liked Oasis as a band before this period, but it's almost like the fake nostalgia for it, where it's like I know you're just affecting this because everyone's affecting this right
See,
now.
I disagree because I think Oasis is like the male like men's like Beyonce.
That's
It's
that's
like
Taylor Swift.
yeah, it's but not into the thing of like they get obsessed with them or whatever. I just mean as in it's like it's so easy to listen to. It's perfectly made. It's like for everyone. It's I believe that everyone loves Oasis. It's not that I don't believe that they love Oasis, and also like I don't care about because they're so like mass like meant for mass consumption. I'm not like like I like saw like the Live Forever video when it came out on MTV and bought definitely maybe on tape that weekend because I liked that song so much. You know what I mean? So like I was a fan like since they first fucking came out. So but I'm not a person who's like they didn't fucking buy it definitely maybe on cassette. Like I can't do that with them because it's a mass. It's a band for everybody. You know what I
They
mean?
were really popular in Canada, like
Mm,
really because of much music and obviously the British colonial hangover in Canada. They were like really popular here. So like
yeah.
I get like people are being like, oh, this band's back, but just like I don't know, like, and maybe it's because I don't have that feeling and I'm just jealous that people have it. But
Yeah.
like I'm
Yeah.
like, it's not the Pope. And not I wouldn't be that excited about the Pope either. So
They're definitely better than the Pope. I mean, I think it's. Don't get me wrong, dude. I fucking love Oasis.
they're better
They're
than the
so
new Pope,
cool.
but Pope John Paul II. Are you kidding? That's a fucking killer Pope. I'm
Yeah,
just
that's
kidding.
true.
I
But
don't
then,
care
but
about any
then
Pope.
Pulp played here,
Oh, I was saying Pope, not Pulp.
no, I know, but I'm going on to a new
Okay,
thought.
you're moving on.
Pulp played here 2 nights ago or a night ago or something, and I like almost went because I love Pulp too, obviously, and just seeing like videos or pictures of who was there on Instagram and shit. I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't fucking go and run into certain people that like I don't know. I just become like a hermit curmudgeon as I'm getting older, where like I don't want to see anybody. I don't want any awkward interactions. I don't know.
Yeah, and like I feel like with a lot of those bands too, it's like my relationship to the music is so personal
Yeah.
that like the way other people enjoy it is not going to be the way I enjoy it. So,
Hmm.
especially with Pulp, like I love Pulp so much. I probably listen to them more than just about any band
Yeah.
still. And I find like, I don't know if I've seen Jarvis solo a few times, but I don't know, seeing those songs out of the context of my imagination, I think would be,
Yeah.
like seeing one of your parents have sex with another person or something.
I know
Seeing
what
your
you
parents
mean.
have sex with each other would also be disturbing. So,
Yo, I walked into my grandparents once. It was fucked up.
holy shit.
Yeah. But like I love going to like concerts and shows in like New York or New Jersey.
Yeah.
So I don't see these people from just a certain time frame of my life where I'm just like I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mind you, I went to the Descendants show last Friday and it was one of the coolest Descendants shows. Like we've been on tour with them. I've seen them obviously like tons of times just as like a fan,
Hmm.
but they were probably the least tight I've ever seen them, but with
Interesting.
the best set list.
Mm.
And then they're playing this place, the Danforth Music Hall, this big theater. But I guess because the venue was afraid of moshing, they made them keep the house lights on for the
Oh,
whole show.
weird.
So it was like it was like it felt like seeing them at like a fest or like
Yeah.
in a community center because it was so bright.
Scared of moshing. What are they? They're not burial ground.
I know, that's what I'm like. Like, really? Like, there was a lot of people there, and maybe because they were all older, they were worried about them moshing. Like, fuck, we can't have a bunch of 50-year-old people moshing.
Yeah, true.
But it was very weird. And I saw one of these amazing move. This woman crowd surfed, somehow got on the stage, and then just came over and just started chilling in the wings of the stage. So when the band came off, she was just ready to start hugging them all as they're trying to get ready to
Oh
do their encore.
no,
I'm like, this is a
that
it's a
sucks.
move that you would see a younger person do, but to see someone in their mid 40s do it,
Yeah,
respect.
that's the kind of band where it has like the people like don't it's people that don't really know show etiquette. You know, they're like concert punks.
Yeah.
You know.
They're like so important to kind of like the stuff that would become very popular. Like,
Hmm.
so there's a lot of people that I think they're like a band that I think have like a deep head following too, but they're also
Hmm.
a band that you can just have a casual relationship with. Like, oh,
Like
the
Blink
t-shirt
182
band.
fans and
Yes.
shit like that.
Yeah.
For sure. Dude,
Yeah.
the last time I saw them, at the end of their set, Robo came out, got on drums. Des Cadena, he's still alive, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Dezo
He got on the mic and they played like fucking like four like Black Flag songs.
with Descendants.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. I thought you meant for a second Blink 182, and I'm like,
No,
that's
no, no.
crazy. But
Yeah.
that'd be fucking amazing to see. I think Dez is probably my favorite sounding vocalist ever for
Mm.
punk or hardcore. I saw him with Flag when he came out, but his throat was bothering him that night. But oh,
I
just
just want to see that new lineup of Black Flag, you know,
with
where
the little
it's
kids.
yeah.
Finally,
Yeah.
finally, they get it. He's not touring that in North America, right? Like he must realize this is for Europe only.
Dude, I don't know what he realizes.
Yeah, it's very. It's a. Do you remember that article in Noisy or Vice about the guy that accidentally auditioned for Black Flag?
I don't think so, no.
He's just like some stoner kid that answered a Craigslist ad looking for a bass player, and then found out that it was for Black Flag once he got down there.
What the fuck?
It was an awesome article and a real window into the psychology of, I guess, the lone member of that band at this
Yeah.
point. Flag were awesome when I saw Flag. I would go and see. I didn't see Black Flag last time they were through, but if they come through with the junior varsity lineup, I think
Mm.
I'll go.
I don't know what it's gonna take me to go to a show. I don't
I,
know.
I think like now it would be seeing something that's guaranteed to be a train wreck. They come to the show. I remember being in England one time, and I forget who the Lemonheads were opening for, but the whole buzz was like, "Let's go see the Lemonheads. They're gonna totally break up on stage tonight."
Yeah.
And everyone was like excited, waiting for that. They didn't. They held it together.
Huh.
Yeah. Let's go through. Weight Class demo is now out on Rebirth Records. Shout out to Bob Wilson. Shout out to Freeze Out Houston, Texas Hardcore. Are those mixtapes available online that you made, Woj?
Yes, soundcloud.com/Wojavelli with a zero.
You made one. I'm trying to remember what rapper it was. That was like one of my fucking favorite tapes. And it was like
Yeah.
someone really obscure that you had like everything by too. Not anyway, I can't remember who, but yeah, check out Woj's tapes. They're fucking awesome.
Yes, please
Someone
do.
said Nardcore. Someone said sick. Someone says love listening to you guys while I'm making spaghetti. Thanks, dude. Well, thank you for listening. And then someone said Max Zanelli, and I think BF is actually going to tour America. Who's BF?
Black Flag.
Black Flag. Oh, that was. There we go. I even forgot who they were already. The kid game.
Yeah.
Well, that is it for the chat. And I think that's it for us, Woj.
I think it is. Yes.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a lot of stories. Like it's gonna be my birthday after and all this sort of stuff. So
Ooh.
get hyped, people. And we've got some weird episodes coming up too. So thank you everyone for listening. And remember, if you're listening to this on the podcast version, we stream live every second Tuesday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday, everything Wednesday. Someone said they love every other Wednesday now. Thanks, guys. Oh, thank you for listening, everyone. I will be better about checking that chat throughout the show next time. But
We might need to change weekdays though.
you want to change to another day?
Because my favorite pizza place in Wilkes-Barre is only open on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. And every once in a while, me and my homies want to make a trek up on Wednesday.
I get it. So we got to figure out what day would it be then.
Shouts to Nardozo's Pizza in Nanticoke, Pennsylvania, the greatest pizza on earth.
What is Pennsylvania pizza like? Is it like that Philadelphia sports bar thing?
No, Wilkes-Barre has Northeastern Pennsylvania has the best pizza on earth. First of all, I've been everywhere. I've had pizza in Italy, Japan, New York. We have the best. I'll tell you that right now. And there's multiple different styles. And each style, look, man, you've been to Wilkes-Barre. We're all rotund. You know what I mean? We know what we're doing up there. We're perfecting foods, you know? And I'm telling you, we have the best pizza.
What does El Comandante say?
So Nardozo's is sweet style sauce.
Sweet style sauce.
Sweet sauce style. Sweet sauce style.
So it's like a sweeter tomato sauce?
Yes, very sweet. And this place, it only has pizza, pierogies, and sometimes potato pancakes. And it's only open 3 days a week.
So is it a Polish take on pizza then?
Kind of like, you know, like almost everybody up there is Polish, you know? But
interesting.
Yeah. And there's other places that have sweet sauce, like the place Angelo's, which is made famous by Title Fight. And then there's a beef within Angelo's, and then a guy went off and started Jerry's. So there's multiple, and then there's also Old Forge style pizza, which is kind of like half deep dish. It's like thinner deep dish where it's like kind of like a fried kind of thing.
And is that what Pika's does?
Pika's is more like tomato pie style.
Yeah.
You know, Pika's is not northeastern Pennsylvania. Pika's is like Philly area.
Yeah, no, I knew like, but I know like their thing is almost like a fried
kind of
dough,
more
right?
like
it's crunchier than a.
It is, yeah. But it's not. No, that's different than Old Forge style. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man. Wilkes-Barre has the best pizza.
There's a pizza place like 3 blocks from my house that recently was featured on was El Comandante, is that his name? The barstool guy who does the one bites of pizza.
Yeah.
And he gave this place like a really high, like a 7-something review. And now they've got pictures of them all over the window and stuff, but it's like the most random off the beaten track pizza place.
Yeah. I mean, this place, Nardozo's in Nanticoke, it's like it's like Michael Moore should be shooting a documentary like on the street of this place. Like, you know, it looks like fucking like 80s Russia. You know, like
it's like a deer hunter kind of vibe.
It's fucked up, man. Yeah, it's bugged out, but yeah, like that's where great art comes from, you know.
It does. It does take sometimes like some real
best pierogies fried in that butter.
Yeah, like there's a Toronto style pizza that I recently learned about that it's like kind of like in New York, but it's like a little doughier and a little thicker crust, but I guess it came from this one pizza place, and then a bunch of there was like this one chef that got hired there who had recently moved here from Vietnam, and then he started getting all his friends jobs there. And so from that pizza place, this sort of style developed, and there's like a bunch of places around Toronto that kind of do it now.
Ooh.
I don't even know what you call it, but it's yeah.
How
Toronto's got some good spots.
How do you feel about Montreal style bagels?
I love them.
Yeah.
I kind of think they're better than a New York bagel.
Ooh.
Because they're cooked with fire, you know, and they got a little more flavor to them than the New York bagel.
They're
different.
Those are
fighting words.
No, I don't think so. Because I like that there's different kind of bagels, you know.
There's a Toronto style bagel, which no one likes.
What is that?
closer to a New York style
Uh-huh.
bagel. Like it's a very doughy bagel, and
Like more like Lenders. Do you have Lenders?
I don't know if we have lenders. No.
Lenders is just like you buy it like at the store. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, like it's closer to like a store bought bagel
Okay.
type thing,
Yeah,
but
because they're doughy, Lenders.
yeah, yeah, and it's yeah. As I say, people like from Montreal fucking hate Toronto bagels so much.